Hi, hello, and welcome to Sword and Keys presentation of Exuviae, which is a noir cosmic horror one shot. Well, today we're doing a one shot. With me, I have some mighty fine guests who I will introduce momentarily or have them introduce themselves. Today we are raising money for Project Hope. There will be in-game incentives here shortly. I don't think I actually put them up. I'm just realizing. But you are able to influence the game somewhat today. This is a this is a new system to myself, and I believe most everyone else. So we are going to be kind of feeling things out today and seeing how things go. Exuviae is played with a deck of playing cards instead of traditional dice. It is a true game of chance, and the premise is essentially you can roll a 20 all day long, but you can only draw the ace of spades once. So, essentially, once you draw it, that's it, it's done. And if you're good at counting cards, you know what's left. I'm not good at counting cards, and that's okay because I'm the game master. Aces are good. I'm Eva. I am one half of Sword and Key. I'm the key half, for reasons that we don't need to go into, but I like keys. They unlock a lot of things. Our tagline here is Unlock Adventure, and today's adventure is, I think, pretty thematically good. We've got the 1940s, we've got insect cults, we've got intrepid adventurers who are ready and raring to go. So, Andrea, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yes, hello. I am Andrea. We're just introducing characters, right? Yeah,
Yeah, just your name, who you're playing.
great. Yeah. So I am playing Elena. She is a librarian who is on a quest for knowledge today.
And excellent. Um, I did not do the overlay the way I thought I did. Anka.
Hi, I'm Anka, and I'm playing dicks today. They are a card shark, and they are on a quest to not become another gruesome corpse in this cursed city. They might have seen a little bit too much in the back rooms of the casino, and now they just really want to live.
That's valid. Anniek.
Hi, my name is Anniek. I am playing Cornelia today. Um, Good church girl by day, tarot card salon reader by night. Has also seen a lot of people do things they shouldn't, and then the last time she did a reading, things got a little weird. So now she's looking into things that may or may not be a good idea to look into. We'll see.
We will see. Nico.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Hi, I'm Nico, and I will be playing Eric Kratz today. Eric Kratz is, of course, a PTA father first and foremost in the 1940s, and he's just here to get his wife back. Just wants his wife back, please. Give him back his wife.
Oh,
And I'm already sad. Great.
yeah, like, oh no.
Okay. So, what we have here is a group of people may have already known each other. Some may be strangers to each other, but their desire to unearth this conspiracy, the insidious ways which this dragonfly insect cult has infiltrated this Bayside community, has brought them all together. Possibly a room in the library, an out-of-the-way reading room, possibly an unused classroom at the school, or maybe even just a corner of the park. You know, bit exposed, but you could see who's around at least. You have all gathered together because you know that you're all of one purpose. Doesn't really matter who arrives first, who arrives last. But if you want to take this moment to physically describe your characters and maybe their habit, you know, are they nervous about this? Are they excited? Let's have a vibe check on your characters. And I'm not going to call an order on this one. You can just kind of...
I mean, Cornelia's obviously on time. Having brought, you know, not full-on food for everyone, but like little snacks, because it's important that people are fed, because it keeps them in a good mood, and if they're in a good mood, they spend more money. She is, you know, trying not to stand out too much, so she sort of averaged out her good church girl outfit and her Salon tarot reader outfit to like just blend with everything. So nothing ostentatious. Everything that needs to be covered is covered. She briefly considered like covering her hair and wearing big sunglasses, and then decided that was a little too spy movie, so she veered away from that again. So she's not very tall, but I've understood that what I think is not very tall is still tall to Americans, so she's about 5'6". Fairly trim, wearing flat, sensible shoes, and for everything in the world, her brown hair, just neat bun, just running errands.
Eric would arrive around the same exact time. He likes to be punctual on time, as always. And he looks determined to get this done and get this over with. He is a tall gentleman of about 6'2", and he has of a larger stature, with wide shoulders and slightly protruding pudgy stomach. He looks as if Santa Claus regressed back into his mid-30s and did cookouts on his lawn every other weekend, if you get that kind of vibe. His brown hair is curly, framing his round face. He has a mustache and curls up with proper facial hair gel and a nice little goatee. And currently he's wearing a nice white button down with a black tie. His sleeves are rolled up, and he looks very like door-to-door salesman type vibes. And he just kind of gives a nod over to Cornelia.
Vic strolls up soon after. They waited around the corner for a little while to have a look at who's actually arriving before they showed their face. They don't stand out either. It's just black waistcoat, black trousers, white shirt. Could be anything. However, the way they scan every person they pass and notice everything, and the way they play with a silver dollar, constantly running it along their knuckles, betrays somewhat their nervousness. But when they join the rest, they try to appear completely in control and happy, unbothered.
Elena comes in late, carrying a couple of reference books, and she You can tell that at the start of the day, she was dressed smartly. Her hair was neatly put back. But throughout the day, things have come a little undone. She might look a little unkempt. Some of her hair is falling out. Maybe her shirt's not tucked in. But she kind of comes in rapid firing apologies about being late, but she had to find one last reference book before coming over that might be useful.
I do believe that concludes our little... What do you call a group of people investigating a mystery? Are we a skulk?
Oh, I like that.
Because we're going to go skulking around?
Well, when you put it like that, it sounds like we're doing something wrong.
I mean, Dix over there looks like you're doing something wrong all day long.
I have no idea what you mean.
Sure you do, honey.
Well,
I look expectantly at Eric because he looks like the kind of PTA dad who should be leading this.
well, we have all gathered here, and we should probably figure out exactly what we need to do first to get this off the road. Books and all well and good, but books won't get us out there. You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess.
Well, I have a couple of threads we could pull on. First is the fact that my workplace was one of the sites of one of the horrendous, gruesome murders that kind of give away the whole deal that this town have going. And the second alternative, I might know a guy in the police. They, by accident, might know something. Even a blind chicken sometimes finds a grave.
The police being aware of something illegal and not doing anything about it. Color me
Typical.
Dix, for my reference, what is your place of employment?
Oh, Dix gives a quick look to Eric. It is a sort of gentleman's club. Place where
Why? I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know what this place is. Why are you looking at me?
Dix mostly was like trying to figure out how outraged a PTA dad will be about a casino that sells alcohol in this beautiful era of everything fun being illegal.
That is true.
But anyway, it's an establishment where you can lose a lot of money, drink some drinks that in a good company. Some of them might even be more interesting nature than tea. I work in a casino. Illegal casino. Owned by the Black family. It's called Blackjack because they are subtle.
So the Black family owns this gentleman's club called Blackjack?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Cornelia is doing her absolute best to look horrified, but has absolutely been there.
Yeah, Dix is very much not buying her horror.
Shock, appall, pearl clutching.
Oh no.
Oh, a gentleman's club. Heaven forbid. Blackjack, you say? Uh-huh.
Just there last week, yeah.
Is that the one on the corner of 5th, or is that up by Pine? Oh, no, never mind.
No, that's their satellite club.
Well, so we have a location. Now, we can go there. I did not mean to offend you with the book thing. I just was talking more about on the ground type of deal. You know what? I'm digging myself a greater hole. Elena,
It's
what
very entertaining. Keep digging.
Yeah, like the hole can only go so deep. But Elena, what exactly do you have on this cult? I guess what we call it. I don't know what we call it necessarily.
Right. She'll like look up from her furiously scribbling of notes and be like, right, well, so my boss, the curator of the library, there were these weird books that came in and I like was looking at them and he kind of hid them really quickly, which was really odd. So I went and did some digging to find books that weren't in our system yet, and that's what these ones are. So I haven't had a chance to read through them yet, but it's kind of suspicious that, there's all this weird stuff going on and now we're like hiding books. That's never happened before.
Are you sure they are not just containing very titillating imagery and not terrible dark secrets?
Well, no, I mean, it could be both. I haven't really looked closely at any of them, but one of them did have a bug on the cover, so I thought that was kind of weird.
Well, bugs are what I think is the main thing of this whole ordeal. I guess we can all agree on that, probably.
Yeah.
It was unpleasant. Yes. I don't like bugs. But are we seriously suggesting we're going to go... I mean, I'm not necessarily opposed, but straight into danger?
Well, what are your leads? Because clearly, we agreed to meet here to exchange information.
I mean, you're not wrong. Another side eye at like Eric. So, I make a little extra money in the evenings by going into unsavory establishments, and I do tarot readings for people. And all goodwill aside, usually it's just cold reading, spot a wedding ring, someone of a certain age, make some assumptions about their life, lie a lot, make money. And then recently a lady came in who was very creepy, and there were some weird chittering sounds around her. And I was doing my usual spiel to get her out quickly because she's freaky. But suddenly, the whole tarot thing actually suddenly kind of worked because I always like split the deck to make sure what cards I'm drawing, so it makes it a little easier. I did not get the cards I prepared. One of the cards moved, and it was deeply insect take over the world themed. And she seemed extremely pleased. I've been keeping my deck with me since to make sure it doesn't, turn into anything weird. But I kind of need to know what happened. Because, not gonna lie, incredibly freaked out. I prayed on it. I can't go to my pastor for other reasons. But it seemed like incredibly bad news.
Should we test it on all of us to make sure that we're all good? Or
I'm already not hearing the weird chittering noise. That reassures me.
You think
if you want to draw a card, I'll happily draw you a card. I'm sure as long as it doesn't vibrate, I think we're good.
Oh, that's where I know you from. I knew you looked vaguely familiar.
I tried to tone it down today. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With the fringe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also a few wigs. Just.
Also, I might have. You do take care that people not necessarily look at your face when you come.
This is accurate. Yes. If they're not looking at my face, I have a lot more time to study theirs. Faces.
Eric is like adjusting his time.
Oh, I feel so bad for Eric. He's getting an education.
Whew. Well, yes. And I guess for me, I don't really have much in the way of learning new things. I just accidentally hit one of the things on the way home when I was driving with my kid in the back, and then didn't really get a good look at it. It was it looked humanoid, but it was also. So you ever see like a bug with like human? It was very hard to explain, but it looked both humanoid and buggish at the same time. And then like the next morning, my wife wasn't next to me in bed, and there was that bug goo. So I can only assume that's the same thing. So I don't necessarily have as deep of a visual thing that you guys have, but it.
When you
Did your what? I have questions.
was the car effective against these things, or did it like get up and walk away?
Well, as soon as I saw it, I just kind of got in the car and drove off. It was at least not moving for the 3 minutes that I was there.
Okay. Well, first, I appreciate you not asking the question. I don't know if you've ever seen and then cutting yourself off, because we've certainly not seen human-bug hybrids before. At least I haven't. I'm sure the rest of us have by now. But when you say woke up and your wife was gone and there was goo, are we talking your wife was secretly an insect humanoid all along and transformed and left, or
I
got?
Don't know.
Or you might have been married to an insect? I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep the glee out of my voice, but it's very difficult.
I don't.
Why are you like this?
Think.
Hey, universe, you know me.
I don't think she was a bug. But
okay, let me rephrase my inflammatory statements into actual questions. Was your house broken into, or was something breaking out of your house?
It looked like someone broke in or something broke. So the window was open by the door, and it looked like that the daisies outside had been trampled on. But yeah, it looked like something was getting in rather than coming out, but they did also have to go out, so there is signs of something getting out. I'm banking on the fact that something got in rather than went out, because I really don't want my wife to be a bug hybrid.
I get that. We'll make that our primary assumption. And leave room for other options.
Yeah, I just want to get her back and get this whole thing pushed past us. You know, it's really throwing down the entire city, if it will.
Fair. Okay, so we got at least blunt force trauma works sort of against the bugs. I'm not great at the whole fighting thing. I usually hire protection if I'm going scary places.
I can throw a punch if I need to.
That's good.
But I'm not
secret martial artist by any chance, please.
No. I trip walking on flat surfaces. Probably. I could maybe throw something at someone, but I don't know that it would be very effective.
Okay.
But you do know a lot about research, something that maybe not all of us might know a lot about. Yeah,
I am very familiar with the city's library system and finding things, and research. I've read a little bit about bugs and their weird exoskeletons and stuff, but it's kind of confusing if they have human outer bits.
Is the skin on top of the exoskeleton?
Unclear.
It looked like the skin was stretched over. I hate to be the one to put this image in minds, but like a human puppet?
I'm starting to wonder if maybe I can live with my tarot deck being haunted, and maybe I just want to walk away at this point.
Yeah, no. You clearly in.
Yeah, I know. All right.
Plus, didn't you literally predict that a world being taken over by creepy insect people?
The tarot cards I read for the creepy lady that made bug-like noises would definitely be normally interpreted that way.
Bug-like noises was like that was the chittering, or the chittering was coming from your deck?
The chittering is like it's not quite a grasshopper, but when they like rub their creepy little legs around their creepy little belly.
I hate grasshoppers.
Mm.
We should get guns.
Good news.
So this is
all indicators point more towards dragonflies than grasshoppers.
I will point out dragonflies
excellent.
also rub their creepy little legs together across their bellies.
Yeah, technically speaking.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
all indicators that you have all come across seem to imply that due to their nature, firearms are not going to work on these creatures. So,
fire.
How
about fire?
Strong. Most signs point to yes. We'll magic 8-ball that. No reason to suspect that wouldn't work. While you are kind of discussing and compiling notes, I will point out that you have your first card up in the conspiracy, which means you get to name a truth. We had just sort of been talking about 10 candles, and this is sort of similar to that, in that you get to decide as a group what is something true about this conspiracy, about the foes that you face. And because this is the hearts, I should have worn my glasses. That was really bad. Because this is the hearts suit, whatever truth you name, regard is attached to the nymph life stage of the dragonfly, which is all about hiding, which I think is kind of fitting, actually, for this moment of the conspiracy. So, yeah, as you're discussing, go ahead and whether you want it to be something maybe like, wherever you have heard or seen these insect people or rumors or whatever, it seems that they are probably concentrated and hiding themselves away in the casino, or they hide themselves and only move around at night, or something along those lines. Those are just examples. It won't hurt my feelings too much if you don't use them. No, I really, it's your call. But if you want to solidify and codify one specific truth, and I will call out each time a truth gets solidified. But
I like the idea that the nymph stage of these insect humans are hiding out in the casino.
I can dig that.
Nice, like the nice big cluster.
Yeah.
In blackjack specifically, because before we get carried away saying the casino, and Eva goes, ha 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 ha, I have 9 casinos. They're in blackjack. I'm not saying that is what I would do if I was the DM, but
again, this is a one shot. That would be a lot of fun. However, okay. Congratulations. No offense to the group as a whole, genuinely didn't think that a truth would get codified that fast. Maybe it's because the raccoons took like 8 hours building their little raccoon
you gave
ship.
us so many options for our little raccoon boat.
I know.
We had to pick what kind of merry-go-round we wanted in there.
I know.
Well, but we're happy to know where the
where they are.
Where they are, yeah. Like, it just means that, oh wow, we just put all of them in one place. This is how we die. Fun.
That's just a nymph
Correct.
stage, so like the adults can still be scattered around. Cornelia has a question for the group and wants to know if anyone here smokes or carries like a lighter she could borrow.
Eric
Sure.
pulls out cigarettes and a lighter.
Beautiful. I just need the lighter. I want to try
Toss it.
something.
Are Zippos 1940s?
They have. I'm sure they are.
Zippo, you get a Zippo. He'll toss the
Beautiful.
Zippo over.
Yeah.
I just
retcon it.
Googled. Yeah, I just Googled in what year hairspray became widely available, so I
Oh.
can now just.
Oh,
Zippos are 1933.
Yeah, it
Perfect.
turns out CFK hairspray 1920s.
Beautiful. Excellent.
Education.
You have a
We get the education tag again. Yes. Every time.
so
I'm just gonna tuck those for reasons. I don't like dragonflies. Not so true. I don't like human crossbred
yeah, I
hybrid
mean,
dragon things.
I have nothing against dragonflies until I saw an entire swarm of them on a corpse in a back room of casino, and suddenly, like, yeah, oh my god, hate the things.
Yep.
were they eating it? Okay.
Were they?
No.
Were they laying eggs on it? In it? With it?
I honestly, there was also, a person-sized person, probably, maybe
A person-sized
insect
person.
Well, Frank. Well, there was the murderer there. So, I didn't stay around to ask the dragonflies, oh, are you laying eggs? Or are you just eating the poor bastard? I
I'll
was
bet
like-
Elena would have stopped to ask.
I mean, information is helpful. I'd be curious to see what they were doing.
This is my point is made face.
We just how are they spreading? This is good to know. We need to know how they're spreading into other humans so we can stop them.
Okay,
Eric is
but-
horrified.
You should be. But Eric, you
Yes.
hit the thing with your car last night, and then this morning your wife was gone.
Yes.
Did you at any point today go back to where you hit the thing with the car to see if there was a corpse?
Not yet, no.
Should we? Because if we can find a dead one, that'd be good.
Sure.
Elena can have as many minutes as she wants to take notes.
that might give us a up and up. And my
Yeah.
car that I took over here still has the dent
Goo?
thing.
Goo? Was there goo on your car?
I don't know if it's still there. I mean, I hit it. Maybe the goo is still there, but most of the goo was on the road with.
Do insects have blood?
Yes.
Spoiler alert, I did not pass biology, or at least Cornelia didn't. Huh.
I mean,
Okay.
we can. Yeah.
I came
can
by
Google
bus, so
while
I can pile
driving
in your
back.
car and we can go look if if there's a dead thing. cryptid. I love
It
how
is-
there's this upbeat jazz behind us while we're discussing this. It's yeah.
It is a clear blood on Dragonfly. I wanted to check their specific.
Yeah.
Okay,
that
so there's a
was
clear
just-
blood.
Yeah, because it's
Like
not carrying
glue, like goo.
oxygen.
Like
Yeah.
goo, yes, yeah.
Ew.
And did you Google if human insect hybrids have clear blood?
It stands to reason, speaking as a scientist,
Uh-huh. Sure, yep.
if scientist is an English major dropout. Yeah, I mean that could be part of your investigation is
Finding out what they're
yeah. Why do
What
I
the
have
who
to
is.
answer that?
Yes.
you're the universe. Let's go see if there's a dead thing.
All of
Also-
the
Exactly.
universe.
Me and my science degree welcome your English major dropoutness to the STEM circle.
Thank you. This
You're
means
welcome.
a lot. Okay, so let's say the first Exuviae is going to be insect biology. How does that sound?
Mm.
That sounds good.
Okay.
To the Dadmobile.
Toot toot.
The dad mobiles, that literally what you said.
Yes.
Alright, insect biology.
Have
Okay. Favorite pile. Yep.
do we want to investigate the dent in the car, or do we want to go to the location and investigate if there's still a body?
I think if we go to the
Location.
location and see if there's a body, and then if there's a body, we don't need 4 people to poke an insect. One person can check out the car while the other 3 are hopefully dealing with whatever's left. I mean, they've probably already left or cleaned up, but maybe.
Yep. Let's see how good our luck is in this first step.
All right. Everyone get in. Oh, beep beep.
And I will remind you, in 1940s, no seatbelts.
Nope.
But we will say whatever vehicle you are in is enough to hold your party. 4 people, that shouldn't be a big deal. All right. And what sort of environment, where did this incident take place? A lone country road? A city corner?
I would say the incident took place on the drive home from after school soccer practice, most likely. And so it would probably be not necessarily on one of the main roads in the city, but probably often like not a back road, probably of getting to my house. So probably a little secluded, but not necessarily isolated. And we will head there. Following all laws of traffic.
I was all muted, but yeah, there's no drawing involved. There's no difficulty. You're you're fine.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
We
The difficulty
arrived
is-
to an insect corpse.
Yes.
Yes.
Hellas. Universe.
I will
It's like-
take a brief moment to just point out gameplay mechanic-wise. This stack of face cards is that are pulled off to the side. These are all kind of how much the insect cult is aware of what's going on, that, you know, you're investigating them. So right now, they have no idea. They're just going about their lives. They're doing their insect business. So yeah, that's why you can just drive back to the scene. No big deal.
Heading there, gonna try and find the spot that I hit it.
Mhm.
Kind of pull off to the side of the road and. All right, it was right there, and he points. I don't know if it's still there.
Yeah, should you just draw a card and see
Yes.
how that goes?
Sure.
Yep. So
Where do I draw?
I feel like the cards get to pick this one.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna say let's just make this kind of a middling difficulty because that would probably have shaken you up. So it's gonna be a little bit tricky.
Okay.
Go ahead and you can just draw from the stock, the big.
The big deck.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think it will automatically draw it face down.
Oh.
You. Yeah.
All right, there it is. Okay, how do I? Oh. Okay. How do I flip it over?
If you right click on it, I think you can.
Nope. This
Oh.
is fine.
Oh, I just stole it. I'm so sorry.
You can steal it.
Take it and run.
I'll let it go. There you go.
Oops. Okay, so
It
Let's
wasn't
do
good,
this.
guys.
there you go. So it is the 3 of clubs. I should not have picked a card game when I'm really bad at clubs and spades. So on a tricky situation, this means an oversight, which basically means you are missing something important. You can either fail to find the body, or you can succeed in finding the body, but there's a big penalty. Either you find the body, but you don't find anything incriminating on it. Incriminating is not the right word, but you know, you don't find any evidence on the body itself, or I mean, kind of the sky's the limit.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but it feels to me like probably the body is not there anymore, and it
Yeah.
rains during the night, so we find Jack all.
I
Probably,
was
yeah.
going to suggest that if we don't find the body, we at least find tracks or drag marks or something that was dropped to give us a little bit of a lead, because it's not a complete failure on the card.
Yeah.
Oversight.
Yeah, it's just an
Yeah,
oversight.
it's not catastrophe or anything, so we at least
Mhm.
find a hint.
Like, did it get up and walk away, or did something else move
Exactly.
it?
Yeah.
Mm.
So no body, but maybe means of disposal.
Mm.
I mean, how hard did you hit it with your card? Because if it was dead, I'm sure someone adjacent or with their cult, cabal, whatever, had to come clean up a insect-human hybrid laying around.
But how would they know it was just lying around?
Maybe the city cleaned it up?
If the city cleaned it up, that would pose a little bit of a problem, because then that would mean that the city's in on it.
Well, they are certainly isn't that big part of our problem. They are already penetrated the the ruling class of the city. Obviously, they must have contacts among less in the demi-monde of this city. They definitely have comfortable roots, and definitely, if I were a insect cult, I would start, I don't know, getting people in place in various parts of the governing body.
Yeah. Well, should we have one of us maybe look at the goo residue, I guess, that was left on my car, and another couple of us look to find maybe some tracks or drag marks in this area?
I was going to volunteer Elena for the goo. She seems to have the most scientific mind when it comes to dealing with really gross things.
Thanks, I think.
You're welcome.
Nico, if you right click on that 3 of clubs, can you take it?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and add that
take.
to your hand.
Cool.
Eventually, you will be able to probably add that to the conspiracy pile and name a truth once either 3 is in the pile or clubs are in the pile. That's a little complicated, but I'll let you know.
Cool. Sounds good.
Yeah, right now, just hang on to that, and yeah, that is your grip in terms of terminology.
Got it.
Okay, Elena, are you gonna investigate?
I'm looking at some goo.
Cool. Go ahead and that biology pile, right click it, and you can
Flip a card.
Yeah, flip a card. It cuts off on it.
Ooh, it's a 10 of hearts.
Ooh.
So, good news, bad news. So I actually didn't name if it was going to be simple or tricky, which is on me. But it doesn't matter because a 10 is going to be a success. Because I wasn't going to make it challenging. A 10 is a success, so you can name kind of what information you get from that. But then you can also drag that 10 onto the 9 of hearts, and you now have another truth that you all can name.
I feel like as I'm, poking around the goo, I maybe have, an entomology book because, we're studying bugs. And I'm like, well, this doesn't seem quite right to be just bug blood, but it isn't human blood either. So it's definitely some weird something. It's a bit goopy and it's not red, which means there's not oxygen in the blood. So it's doing something. I just don't know what it does.
Mm-hmm.
Would we be able to, if you say not blood and we know a little bit about insects, and it's hard, we still have to say something about the nymph stage, right? Truth-wise.
Yes. So again, as it kind of relates to the hiding or the casino or the nymph stage, something along that theme.
Or do we want
generally speaking, dragonflies lay eggs and shit in water. It would make sense if the nymphs still need to hatch from water.
Are the eggs in the blood?
See, I was sticking with water, but I like how gross you're being.
I mean, that's one possibility. Maybe another possibility could just be nymphs can die to blunt force trauma.
How big were those nymphs? Because those were what Dick saw, right?
I mean,
were those nymphs or were those adults? Do you know?
I mean, honestly, so Dick's definitely seen an adult murder someone and a lot of smallish, insect-sized things swarming over a body.
So for a swarm, I would like to use some of the influence from other games and suggest they're sensitive to fire, because it's much easier to burn something down than it is to blunt force trauma a million little insects.
I mean, yeah, with that attitude.
Yeah, I mean...
Cornelia's a delicate lady, okay? She doesn't have the power to keep swinging a baseball bat no matter how many dragonflies you throw at her.
Yeah, sorry.
Besides, I have places to be.
Yeah. Nyx can pickpocket anyone, but just pounding them to death, it's gonna be something.
Can we say that the nymphs are sensitive to fire, and then by the time we finally get to say something about the adult stage, the fact that once they're large enough that you can blunt force trauma them to death, like with a car or Eric?
I'm good with that. I think that might be best for all of us here. Safety wise.
Yeah, setting us up to win this.
Correct.
I think that's fair, and I think in my notes I'm gonna write it in a more ambiguous way so that it's.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure the adults are probably also susceptible to fire. Just
it's just they are also size of an adult person, and
well, when an adult person meets a forceful car, it doesn't matter if you're a bug or human, you're gonna get hurt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so how about those trucks on the road while our lovely Elena gets very excited about goop?
Yeah, the three of us are looking for like tracks, or you know how in 40s noir movies there's always a conveniently dropped match case?
Yeah, I love match cases. So helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They always have like a phone number written on them as well.
Yep.
Or like Pete Thursday. We're looking for those kinds of things right now.
Okay. Do you are you
Or
volunteering to okay. Are you let's do one for tracks and one for I guess stuff on the ground that might relate to how does that sound?
Okay. That sounds good.
Okay. Which one are you pulling for, Anniek?
I'll pull for the tracks because if Dix is a professional pickpocket, they're going to be really good at spotting expensive shit on the ground.
That's valid. Okay, go ahead and drag one of the stock cards onto the table. Ideally
It's
away
the
from...
middle. It's the middle pile, right?
No, it's the big pile.
Ah, yes. Sorry.
So just drag it between the two columns of cards.
Flip card. It's an ace card.
Hooray! I can't see it. That's very inconvenient for me. But that does...
Spades?
It's ace of spades.
Yeah,
Nice.
ace of spades.
Oh, I see it. Oh, okay. I just need to move my screen, but I'm not going to. So, success. And you can add that card. Go ahead and take it, because you can't play it in the conspiracy at the moment. How does this success look for you, track-wise? Because with an ace, I feel like, for some reason, Cornelia has a solid knowledge of tires or tracks or...
I was going to say, I find drag marks that lead to tire marks.
Mm-hmm.
And being observant, I did put in my skills that I notice weird shit. I noticed that those track marks look really familiar, and they remind me of the car I've seen at church when I run potlucks.
Oh. All
Ay,
right.
ay, ay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you now also have your grip started. Dix, why don't you, if you're looking for stuff, particularly shiny stuff on the ground, what if you also drag a card from the main, the large stockpile onto the table?
You should be saying simple or tricky or challenging, by the way, because you also didn't say it for me, but it didn't matter because I had an ace.
Also,
It also
found
doesn't
another
matter
ace.
because she also has an ace, but maybe for next time.
I will do that. Yes, and I would have said simple for this just because stuff on the ground. But yes, what do you find on the ground? Do you think that might be a clue of some sort?
Ah. Ooh, I want to make it an engraved watch.
Ooh, yes. And what does the engraving say?
Ooh. It says a name and a date.
Uh-huh.
I will assume it seems like it was given to someone as a celebration of maybe a long service to whatever cause. The watch is beautiful and has a delicate, almost dragonfly pattern on its face. And
I like
name, and date is quite recent, and the name is. Please give me a 1940s sounding name.
Yeah. Weren't they all called Dick at that point?
Bradley.
Or if I could make a suggestion to kind of tie things together a little bit.
Heck yeah.
We could do a leverage. Someone who has leverage or has leverage over.
I did just point out to Eva that the tire tracks are from someone that has leverage over me because I thought it would be funny, but I didn't name that person. I
was just gonna say that's what I was looking for because I was like,
yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
name that person. I just gave them an occupation.
Okay, so what's their name?
Yeah, I'm just going to name my NPC right now.
Do we want to make it a little bit more fun and have it someone that I have leverage over, that has leverage over you? That is then has
Do you have severe problems with the local pastor? Because that's the person we're talking about.
I could.
I
Ooh.
love
For
that.
me,
the
I
soccer
could.
dad, the
Oh my god.
Soccer dad and the pastor butt heads all the time, as we clearly know.
Apparently he's called. Oh, don't do this to me. I googled popular men's names in 1940s, and it literally gives me John Smith. With 564,000 men named John and the
Pastor
variation
Smith.
of Smith.
Pastor
Pastor
Smith.
Smith.
Pastor Smith.
Perfect.
I guess we know why the trope is a trope now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Pastor
So-
Smith.
So, Dick raises this beautiful voice and is like, oh, Pastor Smith. Huh. I wouldn't expect a pastor to be cleaning up, streets in the back roads of the city, but there we go. And the watch disappears in their pocket.
I'll come wandering back and say, I found tire tracks, and I'm pretty sure that car belongs to the pastor.
Well, it seems that this is all coming together, and one of you did say that these dragonflies will want to get into the higher points of authority. Pastor Smith is pretty high up there in authority. Might as well ask him a few questions.
I might not want to be there for that. Eva,
Yes, I see you raising your hand.
rules question.
Yes.
We just drew a spade and a diamond. Do we get 2 truths for 2 different stages of their life because we opened a new suit of cards?
No.
No?
And Anka, you can take that ace to your, because when you open a new suit is when you add that card to the conspiracy.
So we have to get on the pile before we get the truth.
Yes. So if one of those aces, had
Even
been
if they're
a heart-
aces.
I'm gonna double check.
Oh,
but
okay. I
yeah.
just thought aces were cooler than the rest, but they're only cooler because
They
they're an
are.
automatic success and not because
Yes.
they're opening a suit because it's an ace.
I will double check. But
No, that's fair.
Yes.
I didn't know how solitaire this game was being.
Nope,
Because on
that's-
solitaire, the ace opens the suit.
Aces
Yes.
are cool. Confirmed.
Aces are
They're pretty
cool. We love aces. Of all sorts.
Some of my best friends are aces. Wait.
True.
Also true. Yeah, no, you're right. It's only when it
Yeah.
gets added. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because, I got confused when they compared it to solitaire, where an ace opens your new robe.
Yeah. Well, and it's also like a specific type of solitaire. Which again, I did
Osmosis
not...
solitaire.
Osmosis, yes. Osmosis Jones. That's why I was thinking
Don't
it was a
judge me.
name.
I played a lot of games when I was a kid, and some of them alone.
No judgment here. So yes, so far the only way to add cards to the conspiracy and open the suits is if you have a 9 or a 10 of a different suit.
Got it.
Or you can add more
Got it.
cards. That's fine too. Is there anything else you would like to do here?
I kind of want to get out of here.
Yeah. think we're
Anyone else have
done.
anything else? Okay. Um,
I'll ask Dix if they can show me the watch, just for.
Sure. It appears in their hand, and they pass it over to Cornelia.
Just have a quick look at it. The date on it, Eva.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that any of us would recognize as an important date, or are we assuming it is something specific to Pastor Smith?
Let's kind of do this as a tricky memory draw from the stockpile.
Okay.
And if you succeed, maybe you are able to tie it to something that seems familiar, either to the pastor or a local event, or who knows. Yeah.
Yep.
Also, depending on where you drag your card, I'm not moving my screen to see it, so thank you.
Yeah, I clicked on the pile first, and it just flips it where it is, and then I forgot to drag it.
Yep.
2 of clubs.
I believe I said tricky, because I
Yeah.
did call it this time, and then I immediately
You did!
forgot what I said. So we're gonna say oversight.
Yep.
Meaning either you just can't think of it right now, or you think of it and this one's trickier. Either tie it to something else, or you're like, I remember the date, but I don't have any idea what it goes to. Maybe with more information down the line.
I think it'll look familiar to Cornelia, because she would have also seen him like check the time on it that night. He kind of caught her doing tarot readings,
Mm-hmm.
and sadly recognized her.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think she can think of what it signifies right now, despite her best efforts. So she'll hand it back to Dix.
And I will say that I didn't read this in the rules one way or the other, but since we are doing this as a one-shot, if anyone else would like to think about the date and also draw a card from the stockpile, also at a tricky level.
sure.
I mean, we're
That's
all
also-
locals.
Yeah. And I mean,
I
even if you
I
don't...
wouldn't assume they all go to church, but we're all locals at least.
Right, maybe you read something in the paper, or maybe there was a bulletin or whatever.
I got 8 of spades.
So that is going to be a... Oh, that is a success.
Yes.
Because I can read. So what does this success look like? What does this date...
So most likely he will look at the date and say, and recognize the date as the date probably of the town's creation, like a 25th or 50th anniversary of the town's creation.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely this is probably given to him by someone of a city official position.
I like it. All right.
This is from like one of the anniversary of the town creations. That's this date.
All right.
when they did that big celebration of city officials and important people.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well,
There's a
Interesting.
lot of people there that day.
There was kind of like a hive mind of sorts.
I'm starting to wonder if maybe other people got a similar watch for reasons.
we can definitely watch out for that.
Yeah,
Maybe
keep
we
an eye
can
out.
go to this pastor and ask him who gave him this. That might open up a new line of questioning. Go to him.
Do
We can
feel...
go-
I'm sorry. Please finish.
Oh, I was just gonna say we could check to see if maybe like try and be nonchalant. Just be like, we found this on the side of the road.
What have you been doing this?
Yeah. What?
It's dangerous.
Who
to
gave
follow
this to you?
around.
Yeah.
I mean, we know who gave it to him, right? Because he just said he got it for the whole town anniversary thing.
So, Maya.
So the mayor, which makes me a
Probably.
little worried about just how high up the insects go. If you want to go talk to the pastor, that is fine. I do feel like I should probably not be there for that.
You can hang out in my car if you want.
Sure. Works for me.
Or snoop
Okay.
around outside. Just
Yeah, snoop around
Yeah,
outside.
yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need to know that. Look, you go talk to the pastor. I'll have a look around.
Do we feel fair adding watch as another avenue for the Exuviae pile? The specific like insect cult threads. Okay.
The insect cult politics.
Yeah.
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 Don't trust anyone.
Like I ever did.
I wouldn't assume that they trusted anyone, no. Shark.
Elena.
Yeah.
Elena.
Elena, is there anything else that you might be able to deem from any of this science stuff or anything from this site before we head over to the pastor?
I mean, I looked at the goop. It's pretty goopy.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Pretty
don't know
goopy.
if there's much else to gain from that, since there's nothing else to really compare it to.
Maybe when we get to the pastor, Eric and Dix go talk to the pastor, and Elena and I stick together to sneak around, because Elena can like now recognize their excretions.
We're just gonna call it goop because that sounds less gross.
Fair.
Bug goo.
I question a world wherein goop is the less offensive choice, and yet here we are.
Yeah.
All right, let's head
Yeah.
out. Beep beep.
At this point, oh, I love that so much. At this point, we will say again, you have an uneventful trip to the church. They're not really aware that you're investigating still. And I think it's a couple minutes early. But I think now might be a good time to call break. Not the least of which because I need some water, which I did not get earlier.
We
I know,
all did.
I
Oh,
know.
Eva.
I know. All I have is my like cold latte. Not
Chug
an
it.
iced latte. A latte that
Ooh.
has gone cold.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
Sad noise. You know I can't hydrate. Why would you do that? Anyway, drink your drinks, pet your pets, stretch. I'm also going to do that.
Mark.
And we will be back 5 to 10 to 15, depending on people's needs. But probably 5 to 10.
Awesome.
know you can time that. Hi, and welcome back to Exuviae. The official subtitle of this module is House Dragonfly. We always like to kind of do a little unique spin just to...
You can just say search engine optimization. No one will blame you.
Yeah, I came up with SEO and then I completely blanked on what it stood for. So, yeah. So far we already have I don't want to say hit and run because it was a bug person and I guess it's still technically a hit and run. But
Yeah.
So the Streets Cry Out kind of does fit. I just thought it sounded kind of noirish.
I mean, Eric did stop to check on what he hit.
That's true.
For a second.
Yeah.
Briefly.
So it's more of a hit and a conscious decision to leave.
Yeah. Now is not a time to discuss the legalities or the differences thereof between
Leave
our
Eric
respective
alone.
Eric did nothing illegal. He did nothing wrong.
Exactly.
Hashtag Eric did nothing wrong. Okay, so when last we left our intrepid adventurers, you had gathered some clues at the scene of the legally ambiguous incident.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
have made your way to the local church, non-denominational, lower C, just church. And half question mark of you are going to have a conversation with the Pastor Smith, I believe, is what we're going with.
Regardless of our DM asking us not to split the party, we are splitting the party.
I said you could do it in half. I just asked respectfully not to all go off in your own separate directions.
We're doing halves. We're helping.
Yes, and I appreciate that. And the other half of you are not going inside. Question mark.
Correct.
So we will start with whoever is going inside, which is whomst. Eric?
Dix. Yeah.
Eric and Dix?
Dix wanted to check one thing. Oh, is it better for me to go in or for Elena to go in? I don't know. Are we going with a team that Elena looks like she might actually go to church? But
I do every week.
yeah.
I think Erica, myself and Elena might be best for going in, being that we kind of have been here multiple times.
Yeah. On the other hand, I guess we're trying to shake up Mr. Smith.
I
maybe...
figured Eric is a regular churchgoer as well. I thought maybe adding, I don't want to say this, but I'm going to Dix to the mix, might help.
Well, I think we should go a personable way.
A little.
I think we should go a personable way and bring Elena in. What do you say, Elena? Which way do you want to go?
I'm not good at lying, so if that is a thing I have to do, it might be better if I don't go.
Oh dear.
Well.
Yeah. Okay.
Dix, you're with me.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, that was.
Lying.
I love all of them.
My face is just an open book. I'm sorry. I can't lie. I'm not good at it.
Okay. We understand. Dix, let's go.
Yeah, thanks to people like you, I make money.
Same.
Yeah, we go.
Okay, we'll start with the inside the church group then. You find yourselves in a reasonably empty church. There's probably a few side rooms, an office or something, but you find the pastor just kind of organizing things going in and out of a back room. Like I said, probably an office or something. And yeah, just going around doing, at the moment, non-dubious pastor things.
Eric will just kind of straighten his tie. Pastor, if a moment of your time.
Oh, hello, yes. Always have time for, members of the community. Eric, right?
Yes, yeah. I was coming by because we found something on the side of the road and it had your name on it, so we just kind of wanted to hand it back over.
Oh, yes. What do we have here?
So Nyx will produce again with the same unnecessary flair, the watch, but hold it not quite to the pastor, but just to show to pastor. I'm like, yeah, we found a very interesting place.
I've been missing that. Eric, why don't you introduce me to your friend?
Yes, this is Dix. They are a welcome member, and they know a thing or two about certain things.
That's incredibly ambiguous.
Yep, that's all I can really give.
Well,
Yes,
what are
speaking
mysteries but paths yet unexplored. I look forward to getting to know you. May I have my watch?
Well, I hope to ask you a few questions because the circumstances we found it in are truly curious, and I'd hope to explore this adventure. So, have you recently been approached by a special interest group that might be using this symbol that you have on your watch as a mark of their allegiance?
Go ahead and why don't you flip that top card on the watch pile over? And we will.
Flip card. So,
And this, I will eventually get there. We will say it was tricky. I will call that in advance next time.
okay.
So,
Complication.
So he'll answer. You will get your answer. What do you think a good complication from this situation would be?
I mean, I assume that we start moving face cards because we just alerted our enemies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I would say that's an appropriate face card time.
Yeah.
I just want to point out that Elena and Cornelia are victims in this.
Uh-huh.
Can we,
Okay.
like-
Yes.
Can we like
Innocent victims?
Yeah, can Elena like keep a clean deck?
Well, I mean, right now, yeah, he's not aware of anything. So the face cards, there are already a few in the deck. And we don't add other ones until that particular suit is opened. And you can go ahead and add that 6 to your grip.
Okay.
Maybe. So.
I think it's more like Dix and Eric like tip their hands.
Yeah.
It's clearly not a we found this at the side of the road thing. I think maybe Pastor Smith's get a little more aggressive towards them.
Yeah.
Now that he knows what's going on here.
It's just, you know, just giving him his watch doesn't really tell us anything but that it's his watch, which we already
I'm not
know.
saying you shouldn't have asked it. I'm saying you grab
and
it.
he'll,
Thanks.
Oh yeah,
so
absolutely.
he'll, you know, there's a few groups, of course, around here that have a particular affinity for the noble dragonfly. But this watch, in particular, is a gift from the town council, which I'm not sure if you're aware. I haven't seen you around here too often, but we are known as the City of Dragonflies, so it is symbolic of a connection to the town.
Yes. Oh, thank you for jogging my memory. Yeah, I should have known. Well, I'm glad that we were able to find its rightful owner. Wouldn't you say so, Dix?
Fantastic. Yes.
It's quite all right, Eric. I know sometimes we have more pressing things on our mind than old town history.
Hey, Diggs, if you want to hand it on over to him.
Yep. No, they will pass it on to the pastor, and
Thank you.
yeah, I guess just leaning in. They just try to listen in very carefully for anything sus.
Go ahead
Does
and
he chitter?
pull
Does
a
he
card
chitter?
off the stockpile. The main big pile.
Hey!
Oh, thank you.
Excitement!
Huzzah!
Frabjous day! Kaloo-kale!
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh my god.
okay, I'm just
Oh, I can
saying,
start stacking cards now.
if I don't call it, we're just gonna say it's simple because that's a penalty on me.
That seems fair.
Ugh.
Yep, I'm down with that.
Either way, this would have been a success. You will get to name a truth about the diamond suit, which I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. Is
it about the eggs? It's about the adults.
It's about the adults, and that
Ooh.
facet is hunting. So any sort of anything tangentially even related to hunting or adulthood, any of those things. So you get to name a truth for that. I'm going to add.
Can we say that when they're hunting for food, they're less aware of things that might be hunting them? Food drive overcoming their better sense?
Does that
Or
sound?
hunting.
Yeah, when they are hunting, they get tunnel vision.
Yeah, they like zone in on that tasty human burger and don't see Eric coming towards them with his Buick.
Specifically that.
Yeah, or Elena with a big book just standing behind one of them waiting to brain one, you know, they just miss that sort of thing is what I'm saying.
I mean, I was thinking, or maybe something about what forces them to go out over and over again and leave tracks is that they need to bring their prey to the nests they have under the casino because they need to feed the young.
I like that one better just because I have a person
Eventually
and
we
I
get-
want it to be there.
Eventually we get several truths per stage, so we could also just stagger these, and then the tracks would help us find them. So we start with this one,
Yes.
and then make them easier to kill.
Yeah, so yeah, let's start with the tracks one. Make them easier to find.
Is that a consensus?
Yes, at least, Andrea?
Yeah.
Perfect. And yes, you get 4 per suit, based on the number of players. And yes, congratulations, you've now opened up diamonds.
Can we stack the ace of diamonds on our conspiracy pile, please?
I would love to.
So this
Because then we can stack the ace of spades on the conspiracy pile, then we can put the 8 on the conspiracy pile, then we can put the 6 on the conspiracy pile, and then we have 2 more truths.
So this only works if those aces are the most recent cards in your hands, which
Mine is.
okay, perfect.
Mine is.
Because you have to go in order of
Down.
down.
Yeah.
So if the ace of diamonds is on top,
No.
okay. Then we will hold on that for now. And I like this organic way that you all have started to kind of like lay out the conspiracy so you can see the cards. I'm keeping track of it on the conspiracy tracker, which is very handy. But that's a very nice visual way of doing it, and I appreciate that. I don't know about anyone else, but I wanted to thank you for it. So
I'm writing my own conspiracy tracker, and yes, I'm doing the same thing.
Nice.
Excellent.
So
Which is also why I know which cards we have.
did get a success. I have an idea of what that looks like, but if you want to narrate what you discover from him, because you also get maybe not a truth, but you do get like a clue or something that moves you forward off of this for sure. I mean, you got the truth already, so.
Yeah. So I don't know. I almost want you to go first.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Absolutely. So I think as you lean forward and hand him his watch, you're a gambler. You are trained to look for tells, and he's pretty good. He's got the smile on. He's got, it's almost reaching his eyes. He's got that like perfect slicked back hair. And he'll reach out to kind of, that handshake where you shake hands and then someone puts their other hand over your hand.
Yes.
He'll do that, shake your hand as he takes the watch. And you feel just little, it's more, you can see just under the skin, like by his neck and down by his wrist, there's very subtle little something's moving under the surface. And there's no reaction from him that he feels this or it's in any way bothersome. They're not very noticeable. It's just, instead of a vein bulging out, it'll just be like a little royal under the skin.
That's what tipped me over the first time, wasn't it?
And you do, because you're familiar with the place, he smells very clean. Just a very plain soap, nothing ostentatious, almost recently showered. But underneath, because you are familiar with it, there is that almost smoky, the blackjack mix of smoke and alcohol and the weird casino carpet, just all of it. It's a very specific place smell, and you haven't smelled anything like it anywhere else. Other bars, there's like peanut shells or something on the floor or something else. It's very identifiable.
It's very identifiable. And in the last few days I started suspecting that maybe a few of those just blackjack things might not be just about the gambling parlor itself.
Yeah. Just run by bug crime lords.
Yeah, I mean...
Where's that
Bug
Tumblr
crime
account?
lords. Yeah. Hashtag bug crime lords.
So, yes. And then he doesn't hold your hand too long or anything. There's no, he's not intending for you to get this impression. He's just, glad handing, I guess. Takes his watch, slips it around his wrist, smiles to the both of you. If there's nothing else, I thank you, and may you go in peace.
Okay. Thank you.
While that is happening, Elena and Cornelia, you are free to roam about outside the church.
Freedom! I don't know if Elena had any concrete plans, but Cornelia, being the good church girl TM that she is, kind of knows her way around this place. And I think it's just Elena. I know where he parks his car. Want to go have a look in the trunk? See if
Is
there's
that
any...
your definition of a less important key?
No. Well, I'm assuming I have the key to the garage, like pull away
Just
potluck
curious.
bullshit. I'm not saying I have the key to his car. I say I have the key to his garage so I can put away potluck bullshit and grab chairs and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think that...
I'm assuming Elena knows how to pop a trunk in this day and age.
Oh.
It's probably one of her books.
I think this would be the key thing. Getting into the garage, going that route, we'll say is a simple card draw from the stockpile.
Fine. But I first need to know if Elena's down with going to check out his car / garage / pantry.
Yeah, sure. Sure. Yep, that's fine.
I mean, he cleaned that corpse up sometime tonight. Been busy with church today. See if what's left is still left.
Yeah, great. Let's go. Let's go look.
Card. Flip card. Come on, roll 20. Work with me. It's a 3.
It is, but it is a
Fortunately,
diamond.
it was simple, and it is a diamond, so it does go on the pile.
Yes. So you do succeed with a complication.
Huzzah. Pile. There, I put it on the pile.
So, complication-wise, what do you think? Why did you?
I think that we're in the garage and we're popping this trunk, or rather, I'm assuming. I think book people can be dangerous, you know. So I think Elena knows how to pop a trunk. So I'd let Elena do her thing. Not actually checking to see if she knows how to pop a trunk. Just sort of like, all right, you got this. I have faith in you. And then I think at that point I probably like hear the pastor's wife outside or something, who's also coming to the garage or the pantry for chairs or whatever. I'm like, I'll go and you, and just leave. I'm 100% leaving Helena with this car while I go intercept this woman that's catching me as part of my complication.
Perfect. Elena, you are, I was going to describe the very clean, maybe 5 years old car, very well kept. You know, he's a pastor. It's not too ostentatious. You know, it's not an unusual car, I would say, for a pastor. I don't have any idea what pastors drive. I'm sorry. We're going to skip forward because I'm just digging myself deeper. But I, Eva, looked out my window as I was daydreaming this scene, and there is not a dragonfly, but there is a very large bug on the glass, and I almost had a heart attack. So the stream is cut short.
The complication is that they're coming for
found
you.
me.
Yep, you're exposing too much.
Oh no. So, yeah, you are presented with a relatively clean garage. There's a small storage area. There's some cupboards, all that sort of stuff. What would you like to do? What are you looking for specifically?
I think looking to see if any of the boxes are like unlabeled or like strangely labeled. I don't know how to pick a lock, so I'd check to see if the doors were unlocked on the car. Just like pull on the handle, but I don't know how to pick locks. So I'm just kind of looking to see if anything stands out as out of place in an otherwise organized space.
Let's do 2 card draws for this. Both from
Yes.
the main stockpile. The first one will be for looking around the garage proper. At the boxes and that sort of thing, anything unusual. And then the second one will be for looking into the car and trying to get into the trunk.
Great. All right. I got a Joker or Jack.
The Jack
Where'd it
of
go?
Diamonds.
Oh no.
So, the Jack.
Bad things.
Not
So
the
this-
face card.
this
Not the
is
face
for-
card.
This is for looking around the garage. The face cards do not go into the conspiracy. This is an interruption. So we will do this concurrently. This interruption could take pretty much any form you want. It would make sense that the pastor's wife perhaps kind of keeps coming and is chatting with Cornelia as she walks towards the garage, so you are on very short time. And maybe, you give up completely on anything else in the garage and you just focus on the car because you've got very limited time now. So that card, the Jack, will go into your hand. You can go ahead and take it off the table. If you had other cards in your hand, you wouldn't be able to ever play them. It kind of locks any card below it. But you don't have any other, so this is a really good spot for it right now.
Great.
So now draw a card for the car. This will be medium. Oh,
Well, that's not good.
Okay, so go ahead and add that to your hand. And
Is it too late for me to join the inside team?
and you can go ahead and narrate how this interruption plays out. If it's the pastor's wife coming in, if it's maybe someone coming from the other side, like opening the garage door. And you don't necessarily need to be like caught. It's a fail without anything happening to you, if that makes sense.
Right. I'm gonna look around, hearing like the door open, and just grab something nearby. And be pretending to put it back where it was. So maybe I'm gonna just like grab some of the chairs in the garage and I'm gonna be like stacking them back where they were as the door is opening. And I'll be like, great, just finishing up with the chairs. As the door opens.
Elena, just some random community service then, is it?
Yeah, Pastor Smith had asked me to clean the storage area.
Well, it does look pretty tidy in here. Because you did say earlier that you are terrible at lying,
Yep.
and your face gives everything away, let's do one more draw to see if this succeeds. In good news, there's no more jacks in the deck. So,
That's good. That's
at the
good.
moment.
I got an 8.
Hooray! You can add that to the conspiracy, and you will be able to name a truth. That's technically a success, because I didn't do it again.
I wasn't gonna point it out this time either because
know.
I am also in this and I need to live.
Yeah. So, that's very kind of you. Highly unusual, but every day is a blessing and a surprise. Just all sorts of visitors today.
Oh, are there other people here? I'll just be on my way now. Bye.
I'll just pop around to the garage since it was supposed to go. Elena, are you done cleaning the garage? Like the pastor asked, because we gotta.
Yep.
Oh, so soon. You won't stay for tea.
Oh no,
We
I
don't want to
can't.
impose. We couldn't possibly ask that much. We'll see you bright and early for the next potluck. But for now, Elena has to get home. Many books to read.
Casseroles to bake, I understand.
Exactly. Oven dishes to prepare. The tuna casserole, can't keep it in stock.
We always need more casserole.
Exactly. Especially with, the elderly and their general state,
The general state of the elderly. We're always very concerned about that.
Exactly. That's why I drop off food when I can.
You are a very generous member of our flock. We appreciate both of you so much.
Everything for the Lord and our community. And while she's saying that last, she's dragging Elena backwards.
It was lovely to see you, Mrs. Smith.
So, as GM...
So we've lost Nico and Anka, apparently.
Is anyone else horrified by that? Because I slicked myself out.
Oh, that was full Stafford mode.
A question to my fellow players. Who is holding the 8 of spades and is it your top card?
I have an ace of spades, but it's not my top card. It's
Alright.
not spades. I lied. I'm sorry. I have 6 of spades.
Then who has
Then
the
it is
8
my
of
top
spades?
card.
Because someone has an 8 of spades.
I do have an 8 of spades, and it is my top card.
Oh, I can add it to the conspiracy pile.
Well, first we should figure out the eight of diamonds.
I was just gonna say, as GM,
I just want
and
to
not
add
as
them all
pastor's wife,
together and just nothing but truths.
do you want to use the kicked about? This bug is not going anywhere. It is just going back and forth in my field of vision. For the diamonds, the adult hiding phase, do you want to go back and use that when they are hunting? If I just said hiding, I meant hunting. I apologize. When they are hunting, they hyper-focus and are more susceptible to attacks? Or do you want to... are there other suggestions you would like to put forward?
I don't
Was
mind
it-
that. That might be good.
It was hunting and the adult stages, the hunting references, and what was the other one?
The one that you have currently marked
No.
as a truth is tracks.
Yeah.
You can track to their lair when they're dragging their victims back.
Yeah, no, but I meant the theme of this
Yeah,
suit.
Diamond is adult hunting.
Yeah. And
Oh.
I will go into the other one once we get there.
Okay.
Once we resolve this.
And we already stated that it's easier to track them, and then we said that as a it's the second truth out of 4, because we still have 2 more things to say about them. That we can kill them a little easier because they're so obsessed with their prey, they don't notice clever humans sneaking up on them.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have anything else, and that does sound helpful.
I'm assuming it's going to become relevant at some point because we're about to have the freaking blackjacks.
I also want to point out that would have been said ironically because in the rulebooks it does state that every insect is highly intelligent, more intelligent than a human being. Quote, even
Not
the pill
surprised.
bugs in your sandbox.
Oh God.
I feel like this book was written by an insect that has too high an opinion of itself.
Can't
It's
prove
a
that.
propaganda insect.
Exactly.
Insect
Good
propaganda.
thing we can sneak up on them while they're hunting.
Okay,
There,
I'm putting that
truth.
down. Okay, so you have the 8 of spades or clubs?
I have the 8 of spades. Well, spades.
One big
8 of
upside down
spades.
heart or the 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That is the molting stage.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh.
This
Yes.
is concerning revealing. So,
Ooh.
this is when they actually, like, step out of their, shells, kind of, and leave their... Because Exuviae is, like, the left behind.
Pupae.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could say probably a truth, if we want this to be, is they, when shedding their skin, they leave their skin behind.
Like, they get distracted and don't, like, clean up after themselves?
Correct. Just leaves evidence, if we're okay with that.
Also, bug skins are flammable in the real world.
That's true.
I think most skins are flammable in the real world.
To be fair, human skin isn't very flammable. You can just sort of boil the fats in it.
Yeah, but the...
I'm
most
sorry, did I
shed-
mention my biology degree? I'm sorry.
But yeah, the shed.
They shed and then they leave their skin behind.
Okay, I know it doesn't matter because it's a computer. I did shuffle the deck like 3 times when I added the spades, so hopefully there aren't multiple face cards together again. But
If they are, gonna have some fun.
yeah.
Excellent.
Oops, easy to so we're going with leave flammable. Skin
Also,
behind.
I tried to get the sword part to come save you from the bug, but he's like, nah, she's fine. So if you get eaten, we'll know whose fault it is.
Noted. Thank you.
You're welcome. He's sending the kitten in for pest control, so watch your headphones. He looks so concerned.
Just taking a picture for posterity.
Excellent.
Okay, so now have spades opened up. So if, as you're all retreating sounds forced, exiting the church, I almost said pastorage, that's not a word. If any of
If
you
you want it to be.
If any of you have a spade card that you would like to and
We have
can
this-
play,
Yeah, exactly. Dix has one.
Yep.
Anka.
Yes. Come on. Here we go.
excellent.
And then, was your ace now on top?
It is now on top.
Because then we can add the ace.
yeah, that's
And then we have 3 cards again. Wrong ace.
no, that's the right. Ace of Diamonds is right.
Because we have diamonds already opened.
Yeah. Although if someone does have the Ace of Hearts, you can also put that in if it's on top.
Explain to me why we can add the ace of diamonds to the 6 of clubs.
Because the eights, the diamonds are already open below the clubs.
Okay.
I think we should be making.
Yeah, it's hard. It gets a little hard to see, which, whoever's sorting the cards, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I will scoot this over a little bit. That's smart.
Yeah,
there we go. Now I can actually see what we have. Thank you.
Yes. And I will move this.
Okay, so I have nothing in my hand, but we have 2 truths to add.
Yes. A diamond, which is about adults and hunting.
Okay.
And a spade, I believe, which is about molting and revealing. So,
Can we say that when they molt, they go off to be alone? So we can get some nice isolated bugs to deal with?
Yeah, because all the babies are kept
swarm
together.
Blackjack.
And maybe teens go to be shady somewhere else.
It's a very teenager thing to do.
It is.
I'm purposely skipping the word shady.
I don't know why, but molting sounds worse than shedding to me.
Fair. Nico and Andria, you're down with lonesome teenagers. It's a stereotype for a reason.
Sure.
Molting dragonfly human hybrids go off to be alone, Eva.
Perfect.
Wait, does this mean that the club suit is about their freaking eggs?
Sure does. No. Yes.
Why am I in this game? Yes.
Eggs and
Great.
waiting.
Perfect. Love this for us.
And
then we have one more
about adults.
Adult truth.
Yes.
They usually, I don't know how much we can do with this, but maybe they're they hunt likewise animal, like they hunt that group. I guess like if it's a human, they hunt the family. If it's an animal, they hunt that pack of animals type of thing.
Oh, painting a target on your own back. I like it.
Wait, hold on.
They have his wife. Now they want him coming
no.
to you this summer.
Oh no.
Oh yes, I'm down with this idea.
Sure.
They like to finish their set when they're hunting.
Yeah,
Sure.
I mean, that simplifies a lot of things for them too. If they hunt the entire family, there's no one to complain about it.
Yeah, I think that would be good. As much as that is painting a target on my back, it might be easier for us as well.
Not just yours.
Yeah, I was thinking, what about
It's
the
9
children?
p.m. Do you know where your children are?
Oh my god. Oh no.
Um,
Oh no.
I'm sure his wife went for a walk. His son is fine. Eric isn't definitely going to get eaten. Everything is golden.
yeah, the wife that was replaced by a
Shush.
smudge of goo. It's
Yes.
fine.
All right, gonna put that in our truths.
Yes.
They hunt the family unit.
Yup.
Ooh.
Okay.
Also, Dix, while they are getting to the car, the first thing when they all sit down and close the doors is just, guys, your fucking church is run by horrendous bug monster things, and you haven't noticed it?
I will say up until about 24 hours ago, I didn't know they existed, so no.
I thought they were peculiar, but my first thought wasn't that they must be human bug hybrids, dicks.
I don't know. Have you felt ever as bad a vibrate of another human being as that? That is the fakest happiness I have seen on a person, and I work in a casino.
Yes, but that's
My
part
job
of being
would
a
be fake
pastor.
happy.
All pastors are like that. It doesn't mean they're bugs. That's
Are
their
you
job.
sure? Are you
Fake
sure?
warmness, fake niceness. It's all part of it.
It's just customer service.
Exactly.
Oof.
Customer service with bugs crawling under their skin.
I didn't. I'm sorry. Did you say he had bugs crawling under his skin? Because that wasn't there when I was last visiting the church.
Well,
Or
it
larva.
or lava. I don't know. It was things that are not supposed to be under human skin, gently shifting in a manner that will haunt my dreams.
He did also kind of make mention that he kind of knows where my wife is. So, like, he kind of did sprinkle that in, just kind of.
Oh, that's good news, right? Then we can go find.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good news.
No, I mean, it's
I mean,
concerning.
It's like exactly news we
Need.
expected, I guess.
Yeah.
Did he hint that he knows where your wife is alive, or that he knows where
No,
your wife
he
is
just
dead?
basically said we understand that there are more pressing matters on on people's minds sometimes than the history of the city. And I was like, oh, so you know. But at least that's news to know that what we suspected is true, that it is a part of this.
So Elena and I got invited to dinner in a way that suggested meat be dinner.
It's very, very off-putting, and I tried my best to lie, but I don't.
She
No, that
really
it was
can't,
very
by the way.
believable.
I mean, she tried real good. I think we kind of pulled it off. We got out.
It was
So
a success. Yeah.
Elena's learning to lie is what the lesson here is. We're getting
Well
there.
well done,
No.
Elena. You might survive.
Should you feel good about that, though? Should
Yes.
you?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It is
Yes
it is
all
an
around.
important life skill, regardless of what they try to tell you. But they suggested that we stay for dinner in a way that made me think that I would be like the main course, in a way that made me uncomfortable rather than excited. So I think maybe we should just be leaving.
Yes, we should be leaving.
Well, did you
or-
grab anything from the car, Elena, or?
I didn't really have a chance.
Uh-huh.
Because the Mrs. Smith was opening the door, and so I just pretended to be cleaning.
Okay. Well. Okay.
Okay, that didn't pan out, but I
That's
assume if the pastor is a
You say it
bug
didn't
person-
pan out, but you saw bugs under his skin, so I think we have
Yeah.
all the confirmation we
Yeah.
needed and wanted.
Yeah, and I'm going to presume that also his wife is another bug person if she was inviting you for dinner. And should
It's
we
likely.
come back here at night and set their house on fire?
maybe we should head to the casino first.
Arson is illegal, and I do not want to go to jail.
If we're going by people who got those fancy watches, then the police is also bug people, so we have to burn the police anyway.
How about we go to the center of the location, the blackjack?
We'll go to Blackjack sounds good.
Because if we do, we're going to level the entire city by burning everything to the ground, and that's frowned upon.
You
In
say
almost
that like
every
it's a
lo-
bad thing.
I was really hoping we could avoid burning blackjack because I work there. But I'm starting to realize
Whoa, time out. We're doing this. You have opinions on us not noticing that our pastor is a bug person, and yet you work at the epicenter of bug baby heaven, and you didn't pick up on shit, and you're shitting on us?
I have picked up on things. I have been trying very hard not
Things
to
you're
see
not like
whatever was
months
going
ahead
on.
of us. You can shout at me all you want, but you were not further ahead of us than doing it.
Mm.
Hypocrite.
How about we don't do any infighting because we're all here for the same goal?
Dick
It's
started.
okay. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Everyone
sweetie,
is children.
It doesn't matter who starts, it's just who finishes.
And I'm ending it, children. All right. What?
Okay.
Don't make Eric turn his car around.
We're gonna head to Blackjack.
Just saying, it's literally part of my job to pretend I don't know what's going on in the back rooms.
It's part of my religion.
Wait, well, we're gonna just go so that
We're
we
going.
can get to
Sorry.
the bottom of this and hopefully be done before a reasonable bedtime.
So,
Arson.
I love
But
this.
be in bed on time.
Also, Eric, there are
Mhm.
now 3 suits in the deck. They know something is up. Whether they know who or what exactly, a little likely,
Mhm.
right? But whether or not they know your next stop, who can say? But let's with I have to consult my let's say tricky difficulty. Go ahead and do a general card pile draw to see if anything happens on your way to the casino.
Sure. All right. I have no clue what this is. Flipping card. Well.
Ooh. Okay. So,
Yep.
we have an oversight. So, I mean, you know where the casino is, right?
No. Yeah.
Maybe? So, what happens on the way there? Does something delay you? Does something happen to the car?
I like to think maybe one of my lights from the front when I hit the thing went out, and it's the end, and it might be an end of the month type thing. But the police have pulled me now over because I have a light out on my car.
Yes. Perfect.
Ooh.
So you get the license and registration, please.
Hands it over. Evening, officer.
Evening. What, I don't want to say this is an eclectic bunch heading out at all hours, but
Mm-hmm.
what's the occasion?
Well, we are just heading out to spend a little bit of cash, heading to the casino.
The casino, that's
It's out of
Okay.
town.
a different casino, not
Yeah.
our fair not our fair blackjack, but a different casino. I wouldn't know her. She goes to another school.
Because mhm.
You know you have a headlight out?
Oh, I do. Oh, I thank you for letting me know. Is it right or left?
It's right here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are gonna want to get that in before dark or get it fixed before dark. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me know.
It's a safety issue. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
All
All right. Well, thank you, officer.
Go ahead and draw one more card for.
Sure.
We're gonna say simple.
Okay.
This is for if anything jumps out to him as weird or suspicious or
How
keeping you
cool are we keeping our cool?
Yeah.
From the normal deck.
From the normal deck, yeah.
I was supposed to, Eva, I have dirt on a cop. Would that be this cop?
I also have dirt on that cop. Oh my
Hey,
god.
look at us.
Okay,
Like
well,
we are in the same business.
let's do this. Let's
Similar hair color, similar walk of life.
Anniek, I think your cop is probably not going to be pulling people over for bad headlights, right?
It depends on whether or not he was being sent by the bugs or just a regular cop.
That's true. Well,
Because if the
let's
bugs are sending people out,
let's
oh, that's
resolve
wrong.
this and
Okay.
see his attitude after this
Sure.
card.
Sure.
And
Flipping
then
cards.
if you want to get information from him, perhaps. Okay.
What do we get? What
Like
is
the
it?
2 people in the party have dirt on cops can mitigate a face card, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, so essentially what would have happened is he was going to stall you, find something else, you know, amiss or worth writing you up about, who knows. Go ahead and, so you will put that in your hand and it will log off any cards below it.
Okay.
But now, instead of keeping you around for not nefarious purposes, but, you know,
Definitely.
Killing
not
time or
nefarious
whatever.
purposes.
If you two want to try and leverage your cop backgrounds to get
I resent the term cop background. I'm not a cop.
no and I think
I do want to do like the classical movie thing where I like take my hair out of the bun, make me look a little bit more like when I am the tarot reader, and just sort of lean forward a little more across the back seat. I'm assuming we once again did not name important people in our backgrounds because I certainly didn't.
no, and I think this could easily, you both could have the same cop.
I mean, he's
Who
a
just
notoriously bad person.
has all of the vices.
Exactly. So I just want to like lean forward and go, how is your wife?
And Dix, are you also kind of, is
Oh,
he also
is that the same guy? Okay, yeah.
we'll say it's the same guy. So you can go ahead and name him.
Yeah. Oh, Joe. Joe. How are you? Oh my god.
This poor guy. He's a jerk. He's not a good person.
Two nightmares in one card. George, how is your wife? And how's your not wife?
Joe, yeah.
Joe.
So what
Joy.
information?
Same to me.
This will be an opportunity for you to get information from him. So if you each want to come up with, so this is going to kill some time because you did get the face card. But
Yeah, we have to spend time talking our way out of this.
yes. But if you want to try and finagle information from him, you can. And I didn't name this. I am going to put this Exuviae card as, we'll just call it Casino and call it a day. You don't have to ask him about the casino, but now there is a pile for it if you did want specific details on the.
Does this man also have a watch?
Yeah, that was my question. And also, when I saw him with not his wife, was that at blackjack?
Probably. And I would say, so he is the police chief. He is out and about pulling people over for possibly just because he is still a police officer, or because, you know, they're on the lookout for you as part of the cult. He does have a watch.
Of course he does.
Whether
Also,
it's inscribed or not, who could say, but probably.
Before I forget, for after we play this out, I did have an ace top card that I've been meaning to play on the spades.
You were asking everyone about their aces, and you've been sitting on one?
No, because I asked before, but then I couldn't play it because there wasn't another ace or something, and I all got confused. But I asked to play it before, and I wasn't allowed. But I think I am allowed.
If you have the ace of spades as your top card,
I
yes,
do.
you may play it. And you get to name a truth about
This
spades.
is a spade, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
So, molting.
I asked to play it before. You're like, no. Okay, your tone was less than that, but
Are you retconning my tone?
no, I'm retconning my approximation of your tone because I realized I was being unfair to you because I'm the snarky one in this relationship.
That's true. This is about molting stage or the revealing.
Okay.
So currently your truths that you already have are they leave their Exuviae behind. They don't clean up after themselves.
Nope.
They
You're teenagers.
and they're this is all the same truth, but these skins are flammable. The next one is they go off to be alone to molt.
Yeah.
So what do we think something else would be?
Could we say that they... Is it possible to tie in one with another? For example, could one of the truths be that when they molt, they have to go out to hunt? Or is that not... Do they have to be two
Like
separate
after
things?
they mold, they spend so much energy they have to go hunt.
That would make sense to me.
Sure. Hunt after mold.
Gotta learn how to use their new superpowers.
Correct. Yeah.
Bug powers. Okay. I'm sorry, I needed to play that card before I forgot again or got card blocked again, but now we have to deal with a policeman. And I'm dying to know what dirt Dix has on them, so I'm just gonna...
Real quick, I will just ask, does anyone have at the top of their deck, so this would either be Elena or Cornelia, do you have a heart, diamond, or club at the top of your decks, or any of the...
I have two face cards, so I do not have anything.
That's right. I knew
Okay.
Nico had just
The
drawn face
The
cards.
one I just played is a spade, right?
Yes.
Because I hate
So
these names in English.
You have a club
I have
left, right?
I have a two of clubs,
Yeah.
which we call
I-
clovers because
Also have a hard time. It's like left and right. I have a hard time keeping them straight.
I can do it in Dutch, but in English the clubs make no sense to me because we call those clovers and we call spades basically we call them kickers. I hate these names and I'm so confused. I have a two of clubs.
I would just like to remind the audience that Anniek brought this game to my attention.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Who-
What do we want to squeeze out of this guy?
Yes, and I will say, I am going to base this on. I will base this on your question, actually, because right now he's feeling pretty good that he's kind of the one in power. He's currently a little off-footed because did not expect to see either of you, let alone both of you, in the same car. But yeah, I'll give you basically one question if you want each. Or if you want to try and finagle yourself out of here early, out of the traffic stop early, you could also try that, I suppose.
Ooh.
So he has the watch, and I'm pretty sure he's in on all of this.
Yeah, you would have
we
seen him
don't-
at the casino for
Yeah.
sure.
I kind of want to. I want to lean into me seeing him there with his not wife, and sort of talk about because I don't work there. I'm not Dix. Are there any other entrances, exits, poorly guarded windows, basements, cellars, attics? Interesting features of the layout.
Okay, I could see thematically.
How does he sneak his side bitch in?
That's. I was going to say that's simple. If you're phrasing it that way, we might bump it back up to tricky.
I'd argue that it's still simple. I'm just using cruder terms.
Are you being charming about this, or are you being threatening about this? I guess is going to be the differentiation.
I am as threatening as a Miss Universe contestant.
So very.
Yeah, I had to.
Incredibly.
Okay, we will call this simple because he is still a insect cult man who is trying to process what's going on.
Same.
Also, just
Mood.
roll 20 question. Am I the only one who has like a tiny card on the background that won't move in
No.
between the main deck and the...
It's there. Yep, it's there.
Okay.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
It's probably on the map layer, so no one can click on it.
I
Yeah.
think you're right. It is.
All right. I'll ignore... Oh, there. Okay, it's gone. Thank you.
Yeah.
I
Thank
get
you,
confused
Andria,
easily. I'm
for-
not that smart. Flip card. A 4 of clubs.
Go ahead and
think it
add it
works.
to your hand. But
See, I'll put it with the rest of my clubs.
that is a so complication. You can get an answer if you want, but if you would also narrate how this makes it harder.
I think he mentions a little side door that he uses to not be seen with not Mrs. Joe, George, whatever we named him. Joe. And it all becomes harder when he realizes that at this point it doesn't matter that I know what I know, because most of the upper echelons of this unnamed city is already bug people. So me blackmailing him with his extramarital affair is entirely pointless, because most of his voter base is Dragonfly hybrids. And I lose my upper hand.
Oh, I like that.
I don't, but here we are.
I'm not a fan, but
This is the textbook definition of I'm doing it to myself.
All right. So you now have alternate ways in. And I will say, since you are still making it a success, I would add perhaps that one of those entrances is either one that Dix doesn't typically have access to or is unaware of, because it's used by Dragonfly people. Something along those lines. Because that way it's still a success and not something that you already know. So it could even just be like a loose window that's usually not sealed, although that seems odd for just...
Hey
someone
there,
bringing his
side
mistress
chick,
in.
come in through this unsealed window and fix your outfit and your hair.
Yeah. Maybe a door that is always labeled, locked or something like that, that is not actually locked or something. Who knows? Something that you can discover when you get to the casino. Dix, what is your question or leverage? What does this look like for you?
I'm actually really struggling to think of a question for him, because all the questions I have for him, I don't think he would be willing to answer. Or,
Could I propose something?
absolutely.
It could also be that maybe using your leverage, which would, I think, probably still be good on him, regardless of cult-like activities. If you wanted to try and make him lock himself in the trunk, or prevent others, if you wanted to try and tie him up, something to prevent him from informing folk that you're coming, or that all this door knowledge or anything like that. I mean, I guess you could also just try and set him on fire, but I don't know how violent you're wanting to be.
No,
in
I mean,
almost
I
broad
feel like
daylight.
yeah, we're in broad daylight on the street.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah. So that could also be something that you use your leverage for to
Alright.
help you get him in a position to incapacitate him in some way.
Does he want to come on a journey with us?
Do you want to bring him with you? Snozzberries taste like snozzberries.
Oh my god. Do we want his car? Would it all this not be better if we stole also a car?
It feels like it would be drawing an awful lot of attention to ourselves.
That's fine. Well, actually, while Cornelia is leaning over and doing her a little chat, Vix slips out the other door, and when Joe is straightening up away from the window, he gets this, fantastically not friendly hug. Like, Joe, are you going already? Let me walk you to your car. And
let's call this tricky.
yes.
And go ahead and draw from the main stack. Yeah. So
That's complication.
yep. So still a success. But this would and then you can add that to your hand. Yeah.
So how do we open? Because we keep drawing the.
When
So
we
you-
have a number that matches one of the ones we already have.
Oh
We
yeah,
don't
yeah.
Yeah.
have sevens yet,
Okay.
and I have a 2, and we don't have any 2s yet.
Yeah.
Or tens. Okay. There we go. I took it.
So if you so you can incapacitate him or tie him up or lock him in the trunk or whatever you want to do. But maybe you slam your hand or maybe someone sees you. That feels like a very big complication, but
At this
Or-
point, being spotted feels like a catastrophe.
yeah.
Slamming hand might be good.
So I think Dix already said they weren't great at the physical violence things. Probably did like punch, but with their thumb out, like
Hey.
hurt their
I
hand.
wouldn't punch anyone. Those hands bring bread. Like, I need to be,
Okay, Dix's hand ain't gonna pickpocket anybody if we're overrun by bug hybrids. Survival, Dix, come on! Like, while you're walking away with the cop, Cornelia will be behind you going,
Okay, so yeah, let's go with the whole attempting to incapacitate him, and yeah, fix things that they will just shove him in a trunk. But it like the level of threat they managed to pull off is not quite what they imagined they could, and yeah, they basically sucker punch him in the ear and shove him in a trunk, and then come back like,
Oh.
see, that's violence.
Are you all right?
Such an annoying answer. Yeah, it's just no card switches today, I guess.
Well, when we get to Blackjack's, I guess you can grab some ice from the back. I don't know. I don't know what you guys do there.
I mean, definitely can grab some ice from the back, but
What do they have at dubious casinos run by insect cultist mobsters? Probably some ice.
I mean, it's still a casino. It has all the normal things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
And also bugs.
also, but I mean, the only difference is that the mob in the bag is also insects. Everything else functions exactly the same.
It's probably at least one health code violation.
Only one.
Is this already the era where people decided that eating insects was good protein? Turn the tables on them. Eat them instead.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I don't want to.
Yeah, no.
I don't want to, but from a business standpoint.
All right, beep beep, we're going.
Good
Nice.
news. You make it there, otherwise unaccosted. And when you pull into the parking lot, it is... Well, I should ask, are you pulling into the parking lot or are you going in super stealth? Like, parking way down the block?
I probably parking down the block. Yeah.
Okay. You can notice, Elena, as you're all kind of scoping out the territory, it looks kind of business as usual. You notice a familiar car in the parking lot. I believe it is your boss. And there's no one, by it, just, they're around. Other than that, streets are normal traffic, normal kind of everything. Streetlights are probably starting to come on at this point. I feel like we've somehow established this is evening.
Do we want to some going through like the front and then some heading through the back that we got from Cornelia? Or do we all want to head into the front or all head into the back? How do we want to do this? Do we want to split or do we want to all come together?
I feel like if anyone is going to the back, we should all come together, because if we are not hunting them one by one, we should not split the party when we are going into the lair of the monster. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, then do the others... All right, I guess. Do the rest of us want to head into the back then? All 4 of us go to the back?
Yeah,
That's the most direct route.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we can mask this. It sounds like there is quite a few of the upper echelons that are already taken over, but not the rest of the population. Knock on wood. So we should probably try to gather. Well, I don't know. Set their babies on fire and take some evidence of what is actually going on.
Okay.
Because
I think setting the babies on fire is like the most important out of those 2 options, because even with evidence, I'm not sure who we're going to go to for help.
I would also like to pose a third important thing. Getting my wife, please.
yes, if we find her, we're definitely going to rescue her.
Are you prepared to accept that she might be a bug person now?
We're not rescuing bug people.
We're not rescuing bug people.
If we find your wife human and alive, we will rescue her.
Shall we head to the back?
Yeah.
Okay. Eric is... Alright, let's go.
Like, Eric already has a giant target on his back. Works for me.
Eric is sad.
Aww.
Alright.
Oh,
Buddy.
Alright.
We're gonna hope she's not a bug person already. We just don't know how fast they move.
We also don't know if she wasn't always a bug person.
If
You
she was
would
always a
notice
bug
that.
person, that would raise concerns with my kid.
You're not wrong.
I feel like living with someone, you would have to notice the whole creepy vibe thing.
I feel like it's safe to say that the last time Eric saw his wife, she was human.
I would like
There
to
you
say
go.
that is that is what has happened.
And I will gently
We'll
point
see
out.
what the cards say.
I will gently point out that you could, when you have a truth to label later, maybe like it's obvious if a person has been recently infected and you are specifically looking for it, or something like that. If you
Both of
wanted
you
to,
assume we
or-
still have truths to layer. I mean, I only have clubs.
I mean, you have a whole deck of things that you need to. It's fine.
Yeah, we still have a whole bunch. Yeah, it's
All right, let's go do shit
Yeah.
so we can pull cards.
Yeah.
So, why don't, Cornelia, since you were looking for or interviewing the Joe,
Interviewing, I like that term.
it's generous. Why don't you flip a casino card at, we'll say tricky, to see if A, you remember everything he told you correctly, and also, for you to kind of gauge kind of how well guarded it is.
Mm-hmm. It's an 8 of clubs, which means I open the club suit.
You open the suit!
Yes! And it's a success. I remember where shit is. I'm smart. I might not be learned, but I'm smart.
So, this is for the egg life stage, and this is about the waiting facet. Anything to do with waiting, biding their time. This could even be like cult activities. Yeah.
I would suggest that their egg stage, because they're a weird human insect hybrid, is exceptionally long, which explains why the town isn't already completely overrun.
Mm-hmm.
Get it? Egg exceptionally long? No one? Okay.
We don't have
I made
inspiration in
myself
this
laugh.
game,
That
and
matters.
I can't take it away either.
Derek would have laughed at that.
Yes.
I'm thinking like a few months for their little eggies.
Okay.
9 months.
I'd be okay with that type of rule.
More human than insect at that point, since you're creating fucked up hybrids.
Mm-hmm.
And we have 4 truths to name on that.
Oh, you have all the... Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Let's go.
Oh, you get 1 truth per 3 cards, right?
And when you open it.
Yes, we have two through.
So you can
My
name a
speech
truth.
impediment has an issue with the word truth. We have 2 truths now, right, for the egg phase.
All 4... I see 4 cards on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. No, like,
So we get-
you got to the casino, and, like, things just started...
Everything made sense.
Clicking. Yeah.
Because the cards in your hand that you just put down are basically, like, thoughts that filter up to the surface. So,
Mhm.
like, you've
Yes.
had time in the car, I guess, to think about things, and,
Got it.
yeah.
Right. What's another egg truth?
Or waiting. It could just be, like...
Or waiting.
Eggs have to be in a very warm environment to survive.
Sure.
Waiting. Eggs. How about this is a moment when they can realize that they can actually make a fucking list of every single important book person in the city, because they all come in and spend almost like taking turns guarding the back door, pretending to do business. And so while it is not a part of casino that is visible to the other patrons, it is near the kitchens, so Dix see them there over and over again. And while the list is shocking in how many of the key figures in the city are they, it's not as long as their fear was starting to make it out to be. It's not like this is quiet invasion and the entire city is already turned into bugs. It's just they focused on the key figures rather than filling up place with.
Yeah.
So
It's a slow takeover, important people first. We don't have to deal with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them yet.
yes, and also, you know,
They're waiting, they're biding their time.
they're biding their time, but the time is night, and we should probably, I don't know, organize a mob against them or something, but that's a problem for another day.
I don't think a mob is going to do us much good. I think we just have to start burning things down and then find help to deal with stragglers.
So is the truth the eggs need to be guarded, or is the truth that they choose public figures of importance? Or are we going to use both of those? And those will be truth number 3 and 4.
I would say both of those. The higher ups take turns guarding the eggs, and then the other truth is like, as a cult organization, they are waiting and biding their time, and they've picked key figures. Two separate truths. I'm waiting for DM Fiat here.
That, that works for me if we have a consensus. I'm seeing nods.
Yeah, we just took what Anka said and split it in two.
Which
It
is...
does seem like a lot for one truth.
Yeah. So kind of who is waiting, and then also where, right? Because you have kind of the idea of the location. Oh, they needed guarding. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
When we burn the eggs, we also burn someone important.
Yay!
Yay! Burn, baby, burn!
So we are 3 truths
Can't get
away
DMCA.
from completing the conspiracy, and you are getting very close.
How many truths? 2?
3?
3.
1 spade and 2 hearts.
3.
Right,
Alright.
we only have 2 hearts.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, look, I'm not great at math. However.
Look, I'm trying to read my own handwriting here, okay? It's hard.
However. Oh no, wait, I said tricky, right? And you pulled an 8, so that was a success.
Yep.
Excellent. I got distracted by the truth, so good news.
Can't handle it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Can't handle the truth.
So that was that card pull was about getting in through the doors. How does that look? Are you going in a door, or are you going in another?
I think we said the side entrance Cornelia wheedled out of Joe.
Yeah.
Well, if we want to do this a little bit less, like, let them know that we're here, I can just kick the door open. But I'm guessing that's not what we want to do.
I think we can just try it on a door handle. And
Okay.
carefully crack the door open to see where it leads to. Does it have
Okay.
a lock? What's going on?
Eric,
Yeah.
my favorite, responsible, prepared for any eventuality PTA dad.
Mm-hmm.
Do you keep spare gasoline in your car?
We can hold off on the setting the blackjack on fire first.
But we can take the gasoline to be sure.
Is this a card pull to see if I have gasoline?
Even if we find your wife, we still need to burn the place behind us.
See, it's kind of a yes or no question because, like, if you drew a complication or a catastrophe,
The car's on fire.
yeah, like that wouldn't really. Well, okay, no, we can do a card pull.
Okay.
And let's just do it from the main deck. And I have some ideas how that could work.
Sure.
Am I pulling or is Nico pulling?
It's
I
Nico's
it's
card,
my-
so
yeah. Okay, flip card.
No gas can.
No
that's
gas can.
simple.
Yeah,
No-
that
nope.
just it's
Yep.
an interruption. No gas cans available.
It makes me sad.
Well, it's
It's
better than
empty.
gasoline leaking all over the place. So
That is correct. Yeah, no, I forgot it at home. Silly me.
The
Well-
number one thing on your list when infiltrating an insect cult should be cans of gasoline.
I mean, this is a casino. It has alcohol, which is flammable. So
Not
I
as
think we'll
flammable
be
as you would
okay.
I think so too. I think we'll be
Yeah.
fine if we need to set something on fire quickly. We can just
Hmm.
burn a bunch of whiskey, I suppose.
Draw a card for impromptu Molotov cocktail.
Good news is you don't need to draw a card for that. There is absolutely alcohol in this casino.
The Molotov cocktail doesn't really work without gasoline plug, so we'll just have to.
Look, if they
So
want
we
to let
just
us burn
set
out,
it
we'll
on
let it happen.
fire. So we just set it on fire normally rather than.
Yeah, it'll be fine. So should we, Dix, do you wanna?
Yeah, I opened the door.
Yeah,
Okay.
based on earlier cards, I mean, the door opens and there's no one right there. And the casino is yours. It is open. There are people. You can hear noises from the kitchen. You can hear the crowds, I guess, out at the tables. Laughing,
Yeah.
glasses clinking. And you are sneaking around. However, we are going to switch to, where are you? Something a little more classy, music-wise. A little swankier.
We're doubling up on captions again.
Oh no. I don't see it, so I don't know where they are.
Uh-oh.
I
Please
see
hold
you
for
doubling
tech.
up.
Mine says I'm muted.
Your captions? When I speak,
I
I
have-
see your...
I have the tab muted. How's this?
Well, now I don't see you captioned.
Uh-oh.
I don't see double captions.
Hold for technical difficulties.
I saw double captions on the Twitch stream.
Oh, that's weird.
All right.
Well,
Maybe it fixed itself.
it does that sometimes. We use Google Meet, and it is very helpful and nice, but also sometimes it just gets weird.
You're not wrong.
Right. So let's see. If we're going in a casino, how about we take sharp turn towards the parts that are not business as usual, and let's go to the VIP areas.
So, how are you going about this? Are you trying to sneak and not be spotted by anyone, or are you kind of guiding everyone as though you are supposed to be there? I mean, you work there, Dix, so there's certainly areas that you are not going to be... People aren't going to be surprised to see you.
Yeah, I'm hoping to just brazen it out for parts that are not obviously conspicuous yet. And once we get past the magical doors, we will try actually hiding there. Hopefully there is also much less people to hide from there. 'Cause-
Let's go ahead and pull from the casino deck, just to sort of see like how well that goes. And I guess I'm gonna have to do something.
Not particularly well. It's a 2.
That's
That's fine.
I mean that's about as good as it was going to get, I suppose, with a just a complication. So would you like to and this is a group question, if you want to come up with complications, or if you would like me to suggest something.
Maybe a complication could be the principal of the school is there. It spots me because I am a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That could be a complication. He's also a figurehead of sorts, so it would also play into what we got going on.
Yeah. I mean, Cornelia being spotted wouldn't be too weird because I've done tarot stuff around here, but Eric being spotted might be noticeable.
Yeah. Dix is basically part of the core, so.
Or we could have Elena's boss, one of the two, either my boss or your boss.
Oh yeah,
That might
because
be a
we
good
had
complication.
Elena's boss mentioned as present.
Yeah, he was acting fishy.
Or
Was
buggy.
that-
Right. I guess it would have been buggy.
And his car was outside, so stands to reason that despite hoping not to run into him,
So do we want principal or do we want bookkeeper or librarian?
Head librarian.
I would almost say, because they are all sort of affiliated, it could be both.
Great.
But it's just
Awesome.
two.
It
Just a
is.
two.
Well, I'm going to say,
Not a face card.
in exchange for that, so you were both identified, however, by your respective folk.
Mm-hmm.
However, no one immediately. There's kind of like a confused hand wave in a general. Oh, of course, like I know you from work, and then but you're not quite where you're supposed to be. Why are you here? So no one approaches you at the moment, but they are aware of you being in areas that are a little
Okay.
out of
place.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's Charles can feel weird about it. I don't care.
Yeah, the principal Finley can have a thought about it. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Look, people are allowed personal lives.
Yes.
yeah.
Um,
Let's go before they realize.
Yeah, let's go. Lead the way, please.
You can go ahead and add the 2 to your hand. It would go in the conspiracy, but that's already filled.
All right, yeah.
So what is the next thing that you are hunting for? You've gotten to the door, right? That you think is guarded. So what is our group plan for dealing with the
I
guard?
think we want to find the non-casino section of the section where they have like the eggs and the nymphs and the abducted wives.
Well, I think that's what the guarded door was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
suspected...
but I don't know what the layout is, so whether we have to go up or down, or how many rooms are we looking at. Because, if you leave Cornelia alone, she's just going to set a fire and walk away.
Oh,
so
we're aware.
Yeah, no, we are not leaving her alone to set fire to everything.
No.
There's some
bug
pleasant,
people.
there are also some pleasant people just manning the tables.
They're just having some fun.
So how do we get through the guarded door?
I could.
Just
Try
punch
and-
him very hard.
That I was gonna suggest that actually is I can just knock them out.
Yeah.
That-
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, smooch
I'll wait
the
here.
head of the bug person. Yes.
Who's at the door? I'm gonna. Are we all sneaking? We're all like sneaking to see who's like at the door.
Oh, grab.
I
Tray of
think
drinks.
Cornelia's
And
way of
just-
sneaking is looking like she belongs.
Yeah. Like scraps. Like, tray with a whiskey and a glass and some ice on the side, and go just rocks up there and start chatting to whoever is at the door. Like, oh,
So you're just trying to distract so that the others can get past? Okay.
Oh, I thought Dix was distracting so Eric could.
yeah. Just,
Drop him.
Okay.
Yes, that's the plan.
All right. So, Dix, why don't you go ahead and pull a, I'd say a card from the stockpile for distracting whoever's.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's
I
what's
saw
happening.
what that was. Uh-oh.
Yeah, they are a teetotaler. God damn it.
Yeah, they're just very confused. It is a the head of the garden club, and she's
Garden
very. No, I don't. Aren't you supposed to be dealing cards? Eric, if you would like to still
How
incapacitate.
how public is this? Because I don't want to like.
It's a back room.
Not
Okay, it's a
Yeah.
back room, so like if I punch, no one's gonna be witness to this except us.
I mean, there are people that kind of pass every once
Can
in a
I-
while, but
Can I?
I
Like,
think it really depends on your card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How private it
Can
is.
I possibly?
This is not the casino floor, though.
Yeah. I don't want to like punch an older woman in front of people dealing cards. That was my
It is
big thing.
safe to say she's a bug lady.
Okay.
At
So,
this point, what does it matter who sees us? We are dealing with a bug invasion.
Can I try and like choke hold and kind of drag her away as I'm choke holding her to knock her out?
you can try.
Okay.
I will say that this is challenging because she's
It's an insect
an
person.
aware bug lady.
Got it. Will a
Can one
punch
of
be
us help to
easier?
make
Well,
it easier?
will what make it easier?
Punching her really hard.
Can one of us help choke
Yes.
hold the head of the garden club?
Yes, because you've kind of had time to discuss possible plans. I would say if one of you, even though the distraction has gone awry, if Elena or Cornelia wants to assist in some way, it would be tricky.
Judging
Okay.
by the face she just made, I don't think Elena is ready to throw hands, but Cornelia absolutely will.
Okay, sounds good. I am drawing. This is fine.
Oh,
Ish.
Okay.
it's
I mean, we didn't need diamonds, but it's okay.
Okay, success with a complication. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I would say probably the complication would be she probably made a sound of surprise before we knocked her out.
Mm-hmm.
So
I would say it's not a normal human sound. It's
Ooh.
perhaps a long kind of screech. We had just been talking about grasshoppers. So kind of like a grasshopper chirp, but if there were like 40 of them at different layers, and it's not as loud as a scream, which is good news, but also who knows what ranges insects hear at. You know.
Gross.
We might have limited time, folks. I think it's time that we go in through the doors. We should.
Let's move it.
I'm gonna open the door. Let's go.
Also,
I dragged the garden lady behind the door so it's not an obviously knocked out person just lying there.
Sure. I mean, the guard. There is always a guard on the door, but yes, that's also.
They'll be suspicious about the fact that there's not something there, not that there's something lying there.
But also, like, maybe she just stepped away to.
Accost somebody.
Yeah.
order a mint tea.
Yeah. I'm not going to go into the logistics of insect people.
Fine.
Yeah, no, they just pull her in, stomp on her head, and they'll keep moving.
All right, you are now inside this expansive kind of where the casino had been, like, you know, it's the 40s, it's plush, there's, I don't know, leather seats? That seems weird. But it's very expensive looking, and there's, you know, gold and red all over the place. It's post-war, baby. We got money. It's a lot more just clean and sparse. But the further you get, the I think you probably are going down. And it goes from being a clean kind of whitewashed brick as you go down into like a scooped out kind of cavern system. And the temperature definitely gets warmer as you go further. And it's that humid warmth that starts to just sort of like stick to your skin. And it, even though it's humid, there's a smell almost like old dry paper.
Sort of like bug skins.
Yeah, you see those around periodically, and drag marks. No blood or anything like that, at least not yet. Are you looking for someone specific? Are you looking for egg cases? Are you looking for victims? What is currently... I have suspicions, but...
Well, yes. Eric is keeping a lookout for my wife.
Shocker.
You know. Yeah, shocking. It's exciting revelation. But yeah, he's looking for that, for her.
Elena, are you looking for more of that goop? Kind of like insect material?
Yeah, or just to see if the heat is like coming from somewhere specific, like if it gets warmer along one wall or
Yeah, okay.
things like that.
So, why don't you go ahead and pull a biology card, and then Eric, you can pull a, let's say, casino card.
Sure.
That's a 4.
That completes the spades.
Nice. We still needed those.
That's a 10, and that opens up the clubs.
Excellent.
It finishes
so,
the clubs even.
Clubs
those are,
is already finished.
Oh, they're
though.
already
Never
finished.
mind.
I
But
keep
it's a 10.
confusing clubs and spades. Maybe one day I'll remember things. She won't. Spoiler alert.
yeah. So you get to finish off the club's truths. And I'm gonna say those are both successes. Eric, you can go ahead and kind of describe what signs you see of either your wife specifically, or at least traces of someone human like being moved through here. And Andria, if you want to kind of say where or how or what that success looks like in finding the warmer.
I'll let Elena go first.
Yeah, I think just kind of moving around the room, maybe there's like a draft or something behind a piece of furniture that's like a secret door. So you like have to press around to find a button or something, and maybe a cabinet moves forward and there's some sort of secret room that is probably a horrifying sight to behold.
How about if you followed warmth? How about a hatchery full of all the lovely, lovely little eggs waiting to be unleashed on the populace or set on fire?
Right, yeah, that one.
Why not both?
Why not both?
Both is good.
And Eric would probably have found bits and pieces of his wife's nightgown and bits and pieces of his wife's hair, and then probably following that down that trail to the hatchery where the unfortunate sight beheld of a meal that has once been had.
Oh no.
They gotta eat. Bugs gotta eat.
Bugs gotta eat.
Bugs gotta eat.
Okay. So, you have eggs. You have I don't want to say dining area, but we're gonna say dining area. And
Oh, there's a euphemism.
what are your next steps?
Well, we also have a lighter and a bottle of very expensive, high alcohol content drink that will help those little lovelies.
And we
Stop
also
burning.
have kindling of the unfortunate body of a woman. So we do have ways to get it on fire and keep it on fire to burn all the eggs.
We
I
have
a Zippo and a hairspray in case I find like a nice molten leftover bit of skin that, I'll start the fire in a different section.
Yeah, we really don't want.
We set everything on fire is what I'm hearing. That is our goal.
This is too many eggs to consider anything else.
It's not a question because of all the truths. Setting things on fire is not a problem. What we're going to do is you're each going to draw a card from the stock, and basically what this is going to do is determine because people know you're here, they're investigating, it's going to determine time and future implications. So Andrea, why don't you draw from the stock, and we will say this is how many people are rushing your way right now. And a success is going to be, this is kind of fudging the rules a little bit, but a success is going to be 9? Oh.
It's a 7.
7. I
7?
Said, but time. That's why we're fudging the rules.
But time, yes. So there's 4 of you. There's about 5 people. Not a huge group, but also not just one person. We're gonna split it down the middle. There are people, plural, coming to investigate. Anka, why don't you pull for how close they are on your tails. And we're just gonna make these tricky all the way down.
Well, it's a 2.
A 2. Where are all the hearts? Well, that's an oversight. So I would say they're probably coming down the tunnel, like they just got to the door. So right now your exit is blocked. But let's, Anniek, why don't you draw for...
Who put this on me? You win. No. Yes, what am I drawing?
How much
No,
resistance?
which deck? The main deck
Main deck.
or the casino deck?
Main deck.
Are you sure? What could go wrong?
In fairness, all the hearts could be in the Exuviae deck.
That is very true.
5 diamonds.
Alright, which is a complication, but a success.
Yeah.
So, if you don't mind me narrating, I would say that means the 4
By all
of you
means.
do manage to set fire. That is your goal,
Primary objective.
primary
Yes.
objective. And you do manage to, all 4 of you, get past the people coming in. However, you don't
I don't
know
like how
how successful your fire is, which is less of
Okay.
a complication and more of just an unknown. Nico, I'm gonna have you draw 2 cards. One for if you wanted to take anything with you,
Mm-hmm.
and that would be a casino card. And then I just want to know like the severity of like the ramifications of this event.
Got it.
And that'll be from the stock card. So
Cool. Well, for I would probably grab a bit of my wife's dress, so just so that way, there's that closure there.
mhm.
With my kid. Oh, that was the last card for casino.
Hooray! I mean, it's not a failure. It just is a dead end, and really,
Yeah.
so I'd say, like, you managed to get that and nothing else.
That's fine. Okay.
And
then-
yeah.
Ramifications.
Ooh. Okay.
Every single heart is just not in this deck.
Honestly, I'm gonna go through it later and figure out where they are. What do you all think a successful ramification of getting out of this casino looks like? Keeping in mind that you don't know how much burned. It could be that, you know, because of the fire, people somehow forget it was you, or, you know, your specific people do burn, but you don't know if anyone else does. It could be, I don't know, it could be any, I mean, there's lots of
I
things
would
going on.
suggest that the people that knew it was all of us, like, because we already established that they guard their eggs.
Mhm.
So rather than chasing us, they double back in to guard eggs.
Mhm.
And I'm sure Anka also has a great idea. Just
Uh,
everyone.
I just thought rather than, unless this is not answering the question, and then I apologize, but how about rather than people specifically forgetting it was us, it's them getting into certain amount of trouble because the fire is bad enough that it requires intervention of not just, you know, chief of fire department, but entire fire department and medical staff. And suddenly a lot of their secret is no longer such a secret. It's not just for randos that know, but there is a suddenly hell of a lot of specialists that were exposed to the presence of the insect god.
And bouncing off of that, maybe they're not necessarily hunting for us because they're now sort of afraid of us because they saw what we were capable of.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yes.
Be muted for that for some reason. Yes, that was sort of a truncated end. Mostly because we are already a bit over.
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit. But thank you all for sticking with us. Do you want to do a quick, like, 2-line epilogue for your specific characters about what this means for them moving forward?
Sure.
Sure. Go, Eric.
Oh, okay.
I think you had the most important discovery in this casino out of all of us, so...
Yeah, so he will tell his kid about the unfortunate circumstance of what happened, and they probably leave town not long after and become, I guess, years down the line, become father-child hunting team against these creatures.
Aww.
Nice.
Go a little supernatural with it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Are we going in reverse order? Cornelia?
I'm a little torn because on one hand, like, she's glad she survived and the bugs are gross and she'd like to pick her old life back up, but at the same time, being a good church girl TM when your pastor used to be an insect just doesn't work out that well. So I think she'd try to go back to like regular life and then after a few months realize it's not gonna work. And she's going to go, I know she would try to like find Dix or Eric and Elena and be like, you know what? We've seen things humans shouldn't see. Maybe we need to do something with this rather than pretend nothing happened. So she'd try to get a little bit of a supernatural, maybe not hunters group going right at the start, but at least do research and keep track of things and people and insect hybrids.
Yeah, is it my turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So Dex would be actually surprisingly cooperative in that, because for obvious reason, they ditched their job, because there was much more going on than honestly going into it. They expected just to find a small gang of some sort of supernatural creeps, and not entire conspiracy of like city-spanning level. So they have still some contacts from their time more as a low-level pickpocket, and they managed to they managed to get on for a little while, but now they keep seeing more and more signs of what's going on. And when Cornelia mentions it, they jump on it because, yes, like once you see it, it's everywhere and it can't be just left alone. Like they even pack their bags and leave the city and then come back because, trying to start a normal life somewhere else feels impossible.
Makes sense to me. And Elena, yeah.
Yeah, Elena is going to work with some of her contacts in the newspaper to get a fully fleshed out as she has story run so that the city knows what horrible things have been happening and will continue digging into how these creatures got here, what they wanted, if there are more of them, etc., etc.
Excellent. That concludes this session of Exuviae. We will do a quick go round. If you want to, we'll go back in reverse order. So, Andrea, go ahead and go first. Just tell people who you are, what you do, where they can find you.
Yeah, hello, I am Andria. I don't currently have any Twitch projects really going on, but it was so fun to be here for the first time on this channel and playing with all of y'all. You can find me over on Twitter at Shadowed Lady Sif. And if you are into RPG games and things and looking for some really cool dice that are handmade and unique, you can check out my shop. It's just sunflowerdice.com. It's linked over on Twitter because I like making dice and cool other related things for tabletop games.
Excellent.
I'm Anka, and I don't also have currently any long-term project going. However, I do exist on Tumblr because I have escaped Twitter when it started burning and went back to the roots. And I'm living on Tumblr as Anka DM with what do you call a line? Like
Hyphen.
a little line? Hyphen. Anka hyphen DM. And I am an artist. I love D&D characters. Look at my characters. They are so cute.
And Anniek.
Hi, my name is Anniek. I usually run games over here because tech scares me, and on Sword and Key people do tech for me and I love them. I normally run Vision here on Sundays, but we're on hiatus, which is why we're doing 1 shots and 2 shots in indie games until my players' lives settle down enough to be able to pick up our horrifying Nordic exploration game again. And we had graphics, so I can say it. Starting April, I want to start a mini campaign of Ryutama, which is lovingly described as a setting for Ghibli meets 72 hours, in the sense that it's both adorable and you can die real quick. And the casting call for that will open soon, TM. Leaving that one up to Eva, because another reason I love Sword and Key is because they help me cast stuff. Because I find it very hard to tell people no, and I would play with 100 people if I had to do my own casting. So keep an eye out for that. And I think that's all I'm currently doing, because I'm mainly just really excited about running Ryutama again, and I'm already world building. So keep an eye on our socials. I'm still on Twitter. Currently, don't go to my profile. It's all about Dutch politics because we're about to have elections.
Valid. Nico.
Yeah, I have
Hi.
opinions.
Hi, I'm Nico, and also known as the only player that does not have A at the start of their name. You can find me anywhere online at Touch of Goblin. I am a Jewish content creator that makes a lot of TTRPG stuff. I am a game master that specializes in the World of Darkness, as well as Call of Cthulhu, Dungeons and Dragons, and yeah, that's about it. That's what I specialize in, and I GM for that. And I also get to play a lot of indie games with a lot of these fun people and meet and have fun and raise money for charity. Huh.
We love all those things.
Yeah. So, if you ever need a GM, if you ever need a player, hit me up. TouchAGoblin at Twitter.
And I'm Eva. Like I said, I am one of the halves of Sword and Key. And we will be opening up the Ryutama casting and other stuff here pretty soon. All the socials are in chat. I am at the Eva Serate on Twitter myself. I just post random stuff, really. The good game stuff is going to be on Sword and Key. What else? I think that's just about it. We are going to go raid Starlight Tales, excuse me. And that's it for now. I believe we are doing a 2-shot this Saturday for the To Write Love on Her Arms charity fundraiser with side quest. That will be announced once we figure out what game we're playing. It's fine. We have a plan. Anyway, bye everyone. Thank you.